wants 200, baby.
You ready to get back to the trading action?
You aim, you shoot, and make money.
It's going to be a great day. You guys know where you're at.
Hello. How's it going? I don't know why that was there. Welcome, everyone, to the stream. A little bit of weirdness logging into this morning. I think for a little bit, I'm going to be kind of paranoid that every time I can't log into something that AWS is down. But going to be an interesting day for the markets. Excited to kind of get started. We're knocking on the door at all-time highs. We're getting real close. We kind of kissed them a little bit, little sweet kiss of all-time highs yesterday, and then so far in the pre-market have done nothing. So we're right there. Yeah, we're like 30 points away on the ES, which is nothing, right? That's one tweet or one Walter Bloomberg article or anything like that. So I'm excited. As always, Mitch is cheating on us somewhere. Maybe on today. I'm not too sure how he's feeling. I hope he's doing better. It looked real bad. So so it was one of those. I know the plague. I know the conference plague can hit hard, and I kind of feel it starting with me, but hopefully I can battle it. Right, my kids are in daycare, so I figure I got like a good base to fight against that kind of thing. But without further ado, me rambling on for no reason, let's just pop into this and just start talking about it. So here's this is all-time highs, roughly, right? Not exact, but roughly. So 6,800. That's what we are looking for. 6,800. That's what we're looking for here on the the S&P 500, the most important index in the world, getting close to all-time highs. We survived the great, scary, awful, cooking oil crash of the year 2025. So I hope everyone did okay during that great cooking oil crash. It seems like we're right back at it. No one really cares. So that's good. And right, new all-time highs, obviously a good thing. People are buying stocks, and those stocks are hitting new all-time highs. It gets really hard to be bearish about that. So, as always, I've got my boy Walter Bloomberg out here screaming at me. I think Trump's talking about something. All kinds of events going on today with him because there's nothing happening in the market. So it makes perfect sense. Where now let's just take a look at the overall market. Let's go through some more things. I wanted to take a look here at crypto. So I go and I look at crypto here. It's just messing around. Right. So Bitcoin, I'm starting to worry that it might be failing at these prior lows around 108, 110. We got to keep that in mind because we got a lot of different areas as well. And then we take a look at ETH. Right, ETH is holding above this zone right here, being a little bit strong, and then we have Solana, SOL, USD. Right, same kind of thing. So range bound in crypto, while we're actually doing okay in equities, and it makes me think we get this decouple every now and then. We get this constant decoupling and then recoupling, right? So there's times that everything is moving together, and there's times that everything is kind of moving separate. And in the equity space, everything looks like it's moving together, right? If we take a look at ES and then NQ and RTY, we just take a look at all these futures. They all kind of look the same, right? YM, all of these futures look somewhat similar, but we're not seeing that in the crypto space. I don't really know what to make about that. So, right, I don't want to focus too hard on that. I don't think it's like a really hugely bad sign. It might just be some big guys taking profits. It might still be a little bit of fear from all of these insane ticks, right? Doge went down to 10 cents here. Peanut went almost to zero. Shiba Inu went almost to zero. If one of those things where if we're getting this decoupling, it might just be because there's a little bit of fear in the crypto market, but then we have no fear in the stock market. Now, looking at the pre-market action here, going a little bit deeper, nothing is the best way to put it, right? So we'll mark these lows and we'll mark these highs of this kind of pre and post market right here. So there, and then there's the high. So we're in the middle of the range, and we're in the middle of the range. We're at all-time highs. We've had a couple good days. I'm thinking there might be a little bit of chop going on because I want to go here, the earnings calendar, and show this just a bit. That's the economic calendar. That's the earnings calendar. There we go. I like this one. I know it keeps spamming at me to pay them, or to sign in. Oh, I did sign in to stop that. So we've got Coca-Cola, we've got Lockheed Martin, GE, RTX, 3M. A lot of these are kind of defensive type names, and they're going on right now. And then we've got some nothing crazy. We've got Netflix and ISRG after hours, but tomorrow is where kind of things start to really pick up with Tesla, and then we've got Intel and everything after that. So we're starting to get to kind of the crux here of earnings season. What up, bud? How you feeling?
I'm alive. No, I don't know how long, but I'm alive for the time being, at least.
Oh, good.
Not feeling too great, but hey, man, I don't know what the hell I got there, but
The conference plague, man. You never know. Everyone's flying in from all over the place, bringing all their
long
crazy
COVID,
terms with it.
long COVID. It seemed like, but hey,
It's,
who knows?
yeah, it's all.
Who
Yeah,
knows? Maybe
you,
another COVID strain out there. I
you
don't
get
know.
people from all over the country, all over the world, and you're shaking their hands. So it's usually like brews a couple of them together. So you probably have a little bit of like 5.
Yeah, man. Normally, I mean, after like 2 or 3 days, I'm good, but it was like day 4 yesterday, and I was still feeling like crap. I'm still feeling it this morning, but
Yeah.
hey, it is what it is. Got to get back to it. Got to get back in the seat. I can tell you that why I think it might have been COVID, because my brain is just not there back yet. And
Oh,
normally,
I've
like
heard
on a
that a lot.
code,
Yeah, with the
I've
fog.
had COVID before, and that's exactly what happens. The fog. Like I feel
Yeah,
like I have that fog right now. So what does that tell me? I'm not even opening my funded account today, guys. I
smart.
put it in the back and I said, you know what, Mitch, you're not feeling yourself, man. You can go trade. That's okay. But, I'm going to use my eval that I'm pretty close in. So it's not like I don't have some type of pressure. But I'd rather not put all that pressure on me as I come back. Of course, not feeling the best, but ready to go here, guys. Ready to have a good week. Genomics seems to be starting to kick off, man. So I'm excited about that. I was talking about that when we were in Trader TV last week as maybe the next area to really start to get going. And, we've been starting to take a look at it, but I think it's time. Spy, though, I don't know what happened in the last 2 or 3 minutes. We're starting to lose some altitude here.
Yeah, a little bit, right? Stuck in
This
the
is the roller
ring
coaster, the
race.
China roller coaster. That's why I called it the title. It's the China roller coaster. Did Trump open his mouth again?
Yeah, he's doing some. I've got Walter Bloomberg keeps popping up on the top of the screen.
Oh, good
So
Lord.
it's
Somebody,
he's
somebody please go put that man in a closet and just
I
lock
know.
the door.
Man, it's like if you shut down the government and he stops tweeting, it's the most bullish thing for the market if there's just
I,
no
I, I,
government,
I
period.
I'm back and forth, man. I feel like Trump does a lot of good things and then he does a lot of bad things. It's like, come on, man. It's a roller coaster ride, dude.
And just like the last time we had him in, about year 2, year 3, everyone gets desensitized to him and then we move on.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see
He
what
must be
happens.
doing some address because Walter's tweeting like once every 10 seconds. Trump said
Oh,
this and
you
Trump
know
said
it.
that. So he's out there
You
yapping
know
about
it.
something.
Well, that's the only thing that can cause a wrench in today because there are some names that I feel like we can keep an eye out for. But yeah, he's the one that's holding the market back. The momentum names, though, are starting to break certain ones. Certain areas I think are starting to really show some ugly days, right? I mean, quantum and names like that are definitely starting to really break down. Now, Ion Q down from 85 now to 60, and it's been what, like 9 straight days of red action.
The
So
beauty, right, of all this, I had someone like email me and ask what I think about this, and my response was every quantum stock could go to zero tomorrow and nobody would care
that's
unless you're
why.
holding the quantum stock, right? So,
I,
yeah, and I
I
think you're going to see a lot of these. You're going to see these bubbles or whatever you call them in individual sectors go, but because nobody
whoa,
cares,
whoa, whoa! Did Michael just use the
well,
bubble word?
well, whatever you want to call them, and then they go
Uh-oh.
away, but they won't affect the market at all because the thing I told them was these aren't even a lot of these aren't even in the Russell 2000. They're not in the S&P 600 where
Yeah.
the S&P 600
I
is
mean,
the small caps that
we
need
could
to be
just be honest.
profitable.
Even Ion Q isn't the strongest fundamentally, right? I mean,
Well, they don't the thing they're trying to sell doesn't exist, right?
they
It's
don't
no
have it,
different from a
right? You
biotech
know what I
stock,
mean?
right?
It's not like they're selling it on every corner, you know?
Yeah, and same with like rare earths. Like these are maybe a little bit more impactful, but if these go back down, it doesn't matter, right?
Yeah.
You always got to remember, and there's a pie chart somewhere I'll grab of the weightings of the S&P 500. It's
Mhm.
super important to keep that in mind, and it's like 25% large cap tech. It's like 15% financials. Here it is, and 15% healthcare. So these, there we go. So right, this is the weighting of the S&P 500 by
There it is.
sector. Right?
Mhm.
If real estate went to zero tomorrow, the entire real estate sector, that's 3% of the market would be down 3%, right? If energy went down to zero, that's 5% down, right? So unless these three sectors are being impacted, and if you go back and look, the two giant bear markets, one was technology with 2001 and one was financials with 2008, right? These are the things that could actually slow down or drag down a market. Ignore consumer discretionary, actually take consumer discretionary and throw it into technology because consumer discretionary is essentially Amazon and Tesla make up 90% of that sector. So you just got to look at the big cap tech. If the Mag 7's holding up, if all that's doing fine, the market will do fine, right? If healthcare took a giant hit, if financials took a giant hit, right, then we're talking actual market impact. If quantum computers go up and down, nobody cares, right? And again, unless you hold quantum computers, and then you should have a plan to get out of your incredibly speculative asset, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I look at those and I say, these things, the drone plays, all that kind of stuff. Um, Beyond Meat, which is just been going crazy here, up 120% yesterday and up another 70% today. These kind of things, right? They'll come, they'll go, they'll be fun, and then you just want to make sure you get out.
Yeah, and I mean they did push back their buck, right? They pushed it back to 2030. So that's all they did, guys. They just pushed it back, right? They gave themselves a little bit of a longer runway to survive
That's it.
here, but we all know that they're not going to survive, right? Like this is just too much debt on one company. At this point, it becomes a debt cow, and it's just there's just no coming back from this. Uh,
Well, and the problem is it's too easy. They built something that's too easy to replicate.
yeah,
So, they have nothing proprietary. So Walmart could come along because I see that the reason it's popping now is there's a news uh, Beyond Meat expands distribution at Walmart. It's like, okay, until Walmart goes, well, why don't we just make our own and put our own brand on it, and make it super cheap? So this is a meme stock right now, right? A little bit of a short float, pumping it up. All the kind of meme stock characteristics that you see, which does not mean that you can't make a crap ton of money off it. Just
yep,
understand that this isn't like investment. This is a trade, and it's going to be an incredibly volatile trade. So treat this the same as like a crypto treasury or some BS company that got FDA approval or something, right?
yep.
Trade it. Maybe it goes to 10. Who knows? But like it's make your money and move on.
Yeah, I agree. And I think this is definitely one that, could get a little bit more, but there's a lot of other things in the market probably that you might want to be looking at versus getting too stuck in a name like this, right?
Yeah, and the big thing that's pushing it is right this 63% short float. That's why that's the only reason that everyone cares right now is everyone's looking for the next Carvana or Open Door or whatever it is, something that's just going to absolutely skyrocket. And maybe this is it, but just know that this is probably going to zero at some point.
Yeah, I think long term, trying to invest in like short, like squeezes, I think that's just also not the answer, right? It's like you mentioned, it's a trade. Go trade it, boys. Go get
Well,
that money
and
and then
you
get
can
the hell out of
actually
there.
track that if you. I remember when I had a Bloomberg terminal. There's like a Goldman Sachs short index, and it just takes the most heavily shorted stocks in the market, and the index generally goes down and goes to zero because if you're heavily shorted, it's for a reason. There's a reason Apple's not heavily shorted, right? There's a reason that Meta is not heavily
Yeah.
shorted. It's they short stocks because they're junk. Now, every now and then, something like this happens, but most of the time, if it has a high short float, uh, and you got to look at it too, is that this short float probably a lot of it exists around the fives to the sevens to the tens, so they're still not worried. They're still up 75% on their trade, so something big has to happen to have a one of those true kind of open door GameStop short squeezes to happen.
All right, let's get some from the chat here at least. I see GSIT being
Yeah,
mentioned.
that's
Okay,
a big
and
one
I did
yesterday.
see that one up this morning. Nice little recovery pattern, like kind of cup and handle look now. Can it get back above 17? I love how it actually dipped towards 14. You know what I always say? They wash them before they send them. There's your wash. Now you got to start looking for what? Recoveries. And what do you want to see? You want to start seeing that offer, higher, low, higher, low. And ever since that dip, we're not going back down to 14.25. We've been starting to come right back up. So this one has some gas.
Yeah, it's an interesting, I the day two move, right? You can see a
Hmm.
pretty big resistance there at $18. I think that was your high yesterday and
Yep.
kind of your high in the pre-market. So I think you just kind of watch that zone. If you're
Yeah.
through 18, maybe take a shot at it and
You're
not
in
really
no
getting
man's
up,
land,
you know.
right? This stock
Yeah.
traded over 100 million shares yesterday. So you also want to start seeing it trade a little bit more. It's only been trading 5.5 million this morning. So look to see that volume pick up probably right out the gates. If not, this one could go dead. And what I mean by dead, like maybe just sideways action for a couple days. So we'll see what happens with that GSIT. I did see another one mentioned in the chat. I saw Intel mentioned in the chat. Let's take a look at that.
Couple days till earnings on that one. I think like 2 days. So be a little careful there.
Hmm.
Um,
It's looking perky. It's looking like it could make a nice little before earnings rally, and then maybe take a little step down in the earnings. And hint, hint, Money Mitch clearly told you this like a month ago that in this earnings report, you might get a hidden undercut where they do a write off, a big write off of their department. I forgot exactly. This is a specific area that they're writing off here, but there was already kind of hints about it in the past. So that puts me on a little bit of concern for Intel when the report comes out, but doesn't mean it can't break today, maybe towards the 40.
yeah, I just don't. You got Thursday evening till earnings. So whatever you're gonna do, you've got to do in 2 days.
Day trade it
Uh,
today,
right? Yeah.
tomorrow, and let it go. Let it
So
go.
you've
You
got
know?
this. So if you're gonna trade the breakout, that's fine. Just know that. And again, some people like to play earnings. It's like okay, fill your boots. For me, it's no good, right? I don't want to. I don't want to take that risk. Right? There's a lot of risk in holding through earnings. You're not going to get Intel going to zero or something, but you could make a 10-15% either direction. It's
Yeah.
definitely possible. So
I
just
especially with
be
that write
careful.
off, right? Or something like that, right? Where it becomes an unexpected loss and then you got to, weigh in how that affects the sentiment. And I think that actually is going to be the big opportunity If you never got in Intel on that first move, well, if we do get a big dip on the earnings, that might be where you actually run to the stock, right? Not run away from the stock here. At least that's the way I feel. I still think Intel eventually ends up back at like 65, 70s, and everyone's scratching their head. Why don't I have Intel, right? So, hey, that's just how it goes.
And there's a leverage, right? INT.
I forgot. I traded it before.
INTU? No, that's it. Yeah. There's a leverage Intel if you do want to day trade it, because it's not that big of a mover. So if you want to get into it, you can go right ahead and play a little bit there just to see.
All right, we'll see what happens with that one. Good mentions in the chat there. I'm seeing Steph bringing the nerve. It's good to see you out there, Steph. Nerve was hot earlier. We'll see if it can continue. Are you looking for this short on that, Steph? Seems a little extended now. This has already made a move today from 3 to 7. But hey, who knows? Maybe this can just keep going. It's definitely been a crazy run.
Yeah, I think if it's Steph, probably always looking for the short side of these crazy things.
Yeah, especially something like this. This seems like it's just way too far. Alex, it's good to see you. It's good to see everybody in the chat. Happy to see some of you guys coming right back into the show. Of course, we took a little bit of a break with last week's action, but ready to get back to the action there. There are some trade ideas that I have here. Let's take a look a little bit before we get away from here. We can take a look at certain stocks. Definitely looking in the genomic space. I can take a look. Top play for me today is going to be RXRX. So
I saw some mentions of that.
There's a reason why. It's a retail favorite, right? We're in the space of healthcare, right? And we're looking to see that some of these start to get hot. And this is a name that I've been keeping an eye on. I even had an alert set at 7 to begin with, but I wasn't here to see it first trigger. But now this was when this day, right? That was Thursday on the 16th. Now we're kind of going sideways here. We just went Monday, pulled back to the 9, pushed right back up there. Can we start to get above this 7 and really start to break out? I think this has all the gas that it needs. Let's say in the last 2 weeks, it's turned, guys. Look at the volume. Look at the amount of volume that is in this name now. This is what I like to look at, guys. This is the kind of stuff that most are not paying attention to, where I will bring it to you guys here first, right here. Trade the pool, guys. This looks great. This looks like it's just about to just slingshot out of here. So this is definitely my top play to watch, top play to trade today, top play to swing today. I mean, this, I would not look away from it. It's definitely a speculative name, but it has the retail favorite. It's kind of like a SoFi in retail, like where everyone knows about it, and it has the potential to really get going. I think this is just starting to get going, and there's a couple other ones that we can look at. But man, healthcare is where it's at right now. And then for that, I'd look at like genomics, right? Beam gave me a good candlestick yesterday, and I was already starting to look into this space. So now we're starting to really take off in different healthcare spaces. I'd keep an eye on CRISPR. I think this could be a massive move. This has a ton of institutional action. And I think that this could really start to break out. And who knows, maybe it goes back to 200. There's no reason why it can't. And this was a hated name, but genomics, I have a feeling, is just getting hot. And it's just about to get hotter, guys. This doesn't look like it's going to stop. Reason why is that you're starting to really see that adjustment towards healthcare and a big potential move coming in. I'm seeing all the volume show me that this doesn't want to stop. This is gas. When you're getting that much volume on a bottoming candles, what are they doing? They're positioning themselves to look for a bigger move here. And I think that we got to look to see the institutions, of course, knowing what they're doing. They always know what to do, man. They really get accumulated, and then the move happens. Then retail starts chasing the move, right? Well, I think this is clearly a sign that we're seeing that accumulation, and it's time to see genomics and healthcare really take off. Have you seen Grail, Michael?
Yeah. Isn't that
That's a stock I brought at 35. here.
For some reason, I thought that was a a nuclear stock.
No, man,
Shows how much I pay attention.
this is healthcare. This is health AI, man. I gave you guys this one with Tempest, right? These were the two AI healthcare names that I've been mentioning for months. And there's a big reason why is that I said that these needed to first kind of lead the party in AI healthcare to see it really take off. These had the hype, and the hype's been strong. I mean, look at that Grail run. It's been on a 181% run since 35, right? I played this in the 40s to like 50, but I mean, that's pennies compared to what you could have had on this, right? So we'll see what happens on these. There's other names to look at there. There's Twist, Path. I mean, so many names there that you guys can keep watch. ARKK continue doing well. That's also a sign that growth isn't stopping here. I do see some euphoria kind of adjusting. There is like a move to mega cap tech. So look for that to continue, right? You saw Apple really strong. I'm going to look for Microsoft to get strong, Meta, all those names to get
Apple
strong. So.
new all-time high.
And what didn't we like literally say that we would get to all-time highs right here around 210, guys, when we started to see this Apple bottoming at 200? What was that? Accumulation institutional style. That was not retail. That was this is as institutional play as it gets. Undercut the 200. They had, I'm sure, like buy programs on. Get me in at anything under 200. I'm willing to take Apple there. And then they let it get above 210. And on this day, when they washed it to the 201.50, you can see more and more volume came in on that. That told me more and more that they just loaded the boat, and they're probably selling to you now, Apple, right? Let's just be honest. All-time highs, they're probably starting to weigh off some of that position because it was probably a big position. But I think this
hope
is
not, because I'm
no.
still in.
I think they're starting to, just take some here, right? Like everyone would do. If I was a money manager and I put a big bet there, I'm at least taking some off here because essentially my thesis has played out. Now I just want to ride the tails of the investment. So we'll see, guys. It's 9:30. It's time to have some fun. Let's go trading. RXRX, definitely on top of my watch.
Yeah, it's just watching the market here right off the open. Not a whole lot is happening just to begin with, which is fine. These consolidation mornings are needed. Like I was talking about this morning, we're like popping our head against all-time highs, and we've been doing that for a little while now. So we need
Trump to hide.
Yeah, we need and some. I think it's going to happen with one good like earnings report. Like we're going to get something out there that really kind of gets everyone.
It's going to be big tech, man. Big tech is what lifts us, right? Let's just be honest. Like good earnings report, all of a sudden Microsoft goes up 10%. That's how you do it. That's how you keep knocking on the all-time highs here.
Yeah, you just get one.
Tesla kills it. Boom. All-time highs. Just simple, dude. You know what I mean? Like, I think people are starting to get complex up here. No need to get complex, guys. Just kind of ride the wave. Look for big tech to continue this party going. And if they get crushed on their earnings, then we can really start to get concerned. But other than that, if they do well, this party doesn't stop.
Funny, this Oscar is the first trade for the morning for the bot. So don't tell Steve. I've been looking at this one a little bit.
Dude, stop touching that, dude. What is wrong? What has gotten into you with that, bro?
The robot bought it. I didn't even know it was on the list this morning.
Tell the robot to go take a hike.
We're in from 211 here, or 2011.
Dude, you
don't know why.
Just take that stock off your list now.
Just trying to figure out. I don't even know why. I'm looking at the at the system here. I'm like, what are you looking
I'm
at?
telling you, I think it knows you, man. It knows what you want.
Why? Yeah, Amazon. Yeah,
I
tax credit. Amazon's
I
fine.
couldn't touch Oscar with a 10-foot pole, man. The amount that you guys have talked about it tells me to just leave it in the ditch. But hey, you guys get after that Oscar life.
Daily midpoint.
That Oscar life. Alien midpoint. Let's go.
So I don't know. I just looking at this setup that it comes from. None of this makes any sense. But oh well, the bot bought it, so we'll
Branch
do
out.
what the bot says.
Big seller in RX at the 650 spot. He got just hit there. That's what I like to look at, like 50,000 shares going through there. So these are the types of undercuts and then rallies later in the day that we can look at. But we're definitely getting a little bit of an undercut there in RX. SPY just kind of tweeting right now, just kind of going sideways. I don't think the SPY even knows where it wants to go. It's like, can Trump just stop talking so that we can just let the price action lead here?
Yeah. Yeah, and we're so close to that all-time high. I would imagine there's going to be a whole bunch of stop loss orders near that all-time
Yep.
high from the people who got scared the last time we had a sell-off.
Yep.
People haven't learned that you buy those dips, you don't sell them. So
I mean, there are certain stocks you can look to sell now, but I think it's very slim, right? Like, let's say like this RCAT, yeah, they're starting to fall off. Even BE falling off a little bit today. I did see FLNC kind of falling off in the pre-market, but I didn't want to chase it because it's already dropping pretty fast there. There are some names that are breaking, and this is how it's going to be in a bull market. There's going to be rotation at play. And this is what it is, guys. Like, as simple as that. And if you don't turn, guess what? You get run over. Like, this is why you either sell on 90 MA breakdowns or you look for the 50. And the 50s are starting to break in a lot of these. So if the 50s break, you know the momentum and the trend traders go where? Get the hell out. They get the hell out, man.
yeah, and again, one of the smartest technicians that's ever existed, and one of his famous sayings was, "Rotation is the lifeblood of a bull market. You have to have it. You got to
Yep.
just again put yourself in the shoes of an institution. They have to rotate. They can't. You own a little bit of Nvidia and then it triples, and now you own a lot of Nvidia. Well, you can't do that, right? You have to sell that Nvidia, rotate into something else. You have to, right? Just by mandate, by law, whatever it is. So these rotations just kind of have to continue. So yeah, so far that's the only trade today. Still can't figure out why it happens. That's something I have to go and look at a little bit later. But yeah, we're taking a look here, and that Oscar's working out just a little bit. So getting a little bit more in a profit taking mode when I see these things, just because of how the market has been a little bit choppy over the last week or so. It makes sense if I can, right, grab a little bit of profit there, and then make sure that I'm just kind of paying myself a little bit. If the VIX spikes and holds, right, and volatility increases, then maybe I'll start to swing a little bit more for the fences on these. But I'm certainly enjoying just the you know, $50 or so on that one trade, right? You take some of that,
Here's
you put it in your pocket.
Here's a nice winner to start it off, guys. I already was looking at this name, CRM, and this is one name that I actually caught on the floor of the money show. Told everybody, look at this chart. This chart stands out to me. There's a reason why. And when charts stand out to Money Mitch, they have a tendency of liftoff there. Look at that, guys. Look at the CRM move now in just the last 2 days. And I was watching this when it was inside of here, not necessarily outside of the gap now, right? Sounds good now, but Michael knows. I showed him the chart. CRM starting to really get going here. And look at the gas pedal. What was my sign? The volume. Big volume there. Really starting to get going. This looks like it could have some legs. So looking for some software also to have a little bit of a lift. Software, not a bad area to look at. Just keep watch to see which of those names stand out. See if Uber can recover. Of course, we put it to Ackman a week or two ago. So maybe it's time to see Uber start to lift again.
Yeah, well, now that we're done fighting them, we can go
Yeah,
with them
exactly.
and be buds, right?
Now,
We can
now
be
we can
buds
go
with
with his
Jackman.
positions, right? Yeah, go trade with him now. We'll see what happens out there. I'm looking around. Definitely, it's a tough day. I see Apple up a good amount. That is definitely holding well.
AC, whatever ACHV is. Took a little short in that. Oh, that's
All
a
right,
second
let's take
day.
a look there.
So this is big move yesterday, right? Continuing today, taking a little bit of short in there. And again, the only other one is this Oscar. Again, I just looking at the chart, I have no idea why this triggered, but we're in here
Well,
from $20. It's up to 2030. So I'll watch, see if it makes a run. It's got a pretty clear resistance here around 21. So I'll see what happens if and when we get there. Maybe take some off the table, unless it looks like it's really just going to smash right through. So just one long, one short, Oscar long, and ACHV, ACHV here to the short side. And that one's both working out. So far, good morning. Just need to take some profits when they come.
hmm Looking around out there, looking for setups, man. Definitely seeing RX in kind of this pattern. Then I just want to keep watch, see if it can hold 650s, start to come back above 670s is really the watch here for me. So we'll see what happens on that one. Looking around, I did want to watch some cybersecurity names, but I'm not seeing much move right now. So I'm just looking into spaces to see how those are kind of working out.
Looking
Healthcare
here,
leading, of course.
IWM is just getting killed today compared to the rest of the market. So SPY is up, Dow's up, RSP, your average large cap is up, and IWM is having a real bad time. So
Yeah.
just showing that,
Maybe it's
IWM is going to be regional banks, but those are actually looking great. I still own some of that DSP that I picked up at the show.
Yeah, it's
Still working.
hey man, be careful with the tape bomb in that one, man. You know what I mean? Dude, that's my thing. If the credit concerns come back in regional banks, it's not going to come in form of a hey, we're concerned anymore. It's a tape bomb the next time. So that's where I
Well,
think it's tough. It's tough to
yeah,
stay in it.
I kind of hope that happens because that was one of my best trades from a couple years ago when we did 2023 when
Yeah.
this regional bank crisis happened. I just started to average in kind of right in this area in the 30s,
hmm
and then pretty long hole, but a year later we were up back into the 60s. So it's just one of those, regional banks aren't going anywhere, especially the fact that we know we've had a regional bank crisis with this Fed and this Treasury, and they just immediately stepped in and saved everybody. So they're
Yeah,
going to step in and save everyone again. So it'll be
There
fine.
is something systematic problem there, though. I did a video on this in 2023, and I talked about how in 2025 all these loans were coming to like the end, right? And this was going to be the problem. It was going to be more about that they did things completely the wrong way. They pushed on loans when they were giving them out at 2.5% instead of pushing them when they were out here at the time now when they could have been putting out, interest rates at like 5 or 6, right? And so they just put themselves in a really bad financial spot.
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
didn't ladder their debt, but
yeah. And
you
so
know,
that still leaves some room for systematical risk, right? And I still think that there could be still a crisis, that could come. But I mean, those are all kind of, worrying about like the world kind of end kind of thing. And we'll worry about that when the world ends, right?
right. And it's
Because
if
there
you
is some worries there, though.
look at the market cap across all of them, you're talking 50 to $100 billion of every single regional bank in the
It's
KRE.
spiking here, guys. Just to mention out there now towards 34.65 is definitely a quick spike out today. No red action tells me that, yeah, this market wants to come down at least for the time
Yeah.
being.
Yeah,
Big
nice little
stick
sell there.
down on the SPY.
Yeah. So we're pushing down just a bit. Again, stuck inside. Just talked about this earlier with the ES, right? Here's pre-market lows, here's pre-market highs, everything inside of this is
Yeah.
noise, right? So
Basic materials is the area where I'm seeing the biggest leak.
so I'm gonna buy the dip, sell the rip, man, as long as we're kind of in this zone. And Oscar is working, and CHV is working, so very slightly there.
Whew.
Yeah, so SPY we're bleeding just a little bit. Let's see if we can get to the pre-market lows, and then if we get to the pre-market lows, what happens there? Do we do a little undercut and rally? Also, probably worthwhile to put on the 2-day VWAP here. And yeah, we're right there right now. That is the exact low of the
I'll
day.
be right back.
Is the 2-day VWAP. So that's what this purple line is. 2-day VWAP of the SPY. So let's see what happens if we can get there. Again, pretty good day yesterday. Strong day. We're getting close to those all-time highs. Would not surprise me if we get a little bit of a give back today. We sell. Like TAC is saying, we've got Bitcoin down a little bit. I think it's 1.5% last I checked. Sheep with hat is down 17%. That's not ideal, but 1.85% I'm seeing here. And then with a lot of these other coins, they're down. SPY is down 0.06. Dow is up 0.1. So it's just we could pull back. We were up pretty big yesterday, right? From low to high was 1%. If we go to the daily chart, I can show you more, right? So we had a nice gap up and rip all day yesterday. So it would be perfectly normal and acceptable, and it would make our buddy Steve happy if we came back to that kind of 50% point. So that's sitting around 669.69. There you go. That's the number. And that's just the 50% pullback of yesterday's range. So that's something to keep in mind as well. So far, right, there's the 2-day VWAP. We're bouncing right to the tick of the 2-day VWAP from yesterday and today. Noise inside of the pre-market range.
We will see what happens. CRM still taking off, man. That one is just on a. It seems to me like there's either a buy program on or something, but that is just pure up candles. So I might try to scalp this through, like right now, through as a 259. Doesn't look too bad there. There's CRMG also if you want a little leverage play. So I might try that. Trying to buy a little leverage play there.
Of course, they have a CRM.
Of course,
CRM
bro. Of course.
leveraged. I was looking because I think was it bar chart. Bar chart's getting into the fear mongering thing, which sucks. But they were saying that there's so many of these leveraged ETFs, but then someone went and summed up the AUM on all of them. It's like $100 billion, which in relation to what the overall market is, it's zero. Right, it's near zero, and it's everyone's getting all up in arms. It's like $100 billion. So it's again for reference, Nvidia is 4 trillion. So it's not a big deal that $100 billion of leverage funds exist out there.
Just bubble environment, man. And I called it a bubble very early. You guys know it.
If
You guys know it.
If
You
it's
guys know
$100
it.
billion bubble, I'll take it, because $100 billion is absolutely nothing. You're talking 1/40th of
It's just
1/4
bubble environment, man.
NVIDIA.
It's not necessarily, it's just vehicles for bubble environments, right? Like these are being put out because people just want like this relentless buy the dip mentality. And the
I hope
bubble's here, guys. Just
I hope
continue
they've been
riding the
doing
bubble.
it.
Keep riding the bubble. Like this is where
and
you don't fight bubbles. You don't fight bubbles. Like that should be in the textbook, the CMT textbook. You don't fight bubbles. You ride bubbles.
and if $100 billion
Taking some of that
worth of
CRM.
leverage ETFs go to zero, all 100 billion go to zero tomorrow on these leverage ETFs, that means absolutely nothing for the market. Again, you lose 1/40th of Nvidia's market cap. Oh well. It's like one bad earnings report,
Yeah. No.
it's crazy when you hear a number like 100 billion, you think it's a big number, and then just compare that again to what the big guys actually are doing. So
Yeah.
SPY's still not doing anything, right? This is the figured out pattern. That's why I have this zoomed out here. So we had this big move, and I talked about this the day after this happened. Is just, hey, I expect us to spend a week or two inside this range. I still think that's happening. I don't care about any of the price action that has happened from here to here. As long as we're inside this giant candles range, everything else is just kind of choppy noise. So just make sure you're playing it accordingly. Don't expect huge, crazy sell-offs or insane huge bounces because we're range bound, right?
All right, we might come for a CRM pullback to the VWAP here, but I'm looking for the 90 MA to hold here and take off to the top hand side. I can still add a little bit more here. I'm just trying to like kind of balance out here. And I have the CRMG, but you could just look at CRM, right? It's just a lot cheaper. So was able to take a little bit there. Looking for it to get strong again through 258.50s, add, and then just look for a nice move up there towards like 259 or 260. Not looking for a crazy run, but I'm trying to ride this momentum. So we'll see what happens. Instead of like, where a lot of traders I think are looking for a trade right now, I'm just like, okay, this is the only one that's super strong daily chart and doing well today. I'll just stick with this for right now, right?
And then there's Oscar. So I actually just took a little bit. So see how it
Oscar.
popped up into yesterday's high. So that's a nice 2-hour play already. So I just took a little bit off the table there at 2050. And we'll see what happens here to the rest, right? The stop loss is down here at 1940. So great trade. Couldn't ask for more for a little bot day trade. And then if we go to the ACHV, right, this is just kind of messing around. Nothing really is happening on this guy.
Oh man, Oscar. That's all I can say.
Great little bot trade.
AMD coming down. Definitely seeing that downside action. If I look around at the sectors out there, there's only financials, cyclicals, and industrials in the green now. Even healthcare going slightly red on that pullback. What is Trump saying out there?
I haven't gotten a tweet from our boy in a while, so I don't know if this is him.
I don't know,
I think
man.
he
I
may
think
have
he
stopped.
definitely started it. He started it yesterday, though, with just the 150% tariffs by the first if China doesn't do the deal or something like that. That was not the comment to make. But hey,
Yeah.
hey, you know what I mean?
We're
Hey,
down
me.
0.2%, and we were up, what, percent and a half yesterday, right? So this is one of those times you really zoom out. So we are inside yesterday's range, which was a super bullish candle, rip yesterday. Now we're just hanging out inside that range. So don't get too excited to the upside until we break yesterday's high. Don't get too excited to the downside. We break yesterday's low. I always like to talk about it. I have a bunch of traders that trade futures, and they just don't trade if it's an inside day. And that's currently where we're sitting. It's just completely inside yesterday's range. No gain, no loss on anything. If you look at the large cap tech, Apple's a little bit above yesterday's range, but not really. Meta is a little bit below yesterday's range, but not really. Right? It's just a very calm day. Google got slapped a little bit there.
I'm liking this twist.
Tesla inside yesterday's range. Yeah, it's been a very, very do nothing day. And the reason I always try to point these out is because go back in time, a young me would be getting in a lot of trouble in days like this, right? Really trying to swing for the fences and take a lot of trades and go nuts. An old man me can just look at it and say, market's not going anywhere. Right? It hasn't showed its hand. We undercut the pre-market low by a couple ticks, and now we're still back above yesterday's VWAP. So we're right at yesterday's VWAP. So what that means is that the average price of today and yesterday is right here. So if you started to buy yesterday, this is the price that it's at. And just until then, until something happens from there, just make sure you're remaining calm.
Taking it easy, right? This is that type of market right now.
Mhm. Oh yeah, GM. I forgot about that. Reported earnings, just rocketed
Yeah,
off of earnings
that
there.
should be a short all day.
What a wicked, yeah. Hit the open and just ripped. So we're up what 12-13% overnight, and from the open we're up another 5%. That's a lot for a
Oh,
boring stock.
they brought back gas guzzlers.
Oh, knocking on the doors of all-time highs here on GM. Congratulations, GM holders.
Yeah,
Everyone making money.
yeah, they made it through the tariffs. They got their back door in the tariffs, and that is causing what? Quick fundamental analysis that needs to change because they were expected to take this amount of hit on tariffs, and now they're taking this amount of tariffs hit. So when there's quick fundamental change, that's usually when you can get some of the best technical breakouts.
Mm, yeah, that's a nice looking chart at all-time highs. What about Ford? Not so
Not
much.
not so much, not
Not
so
so
much,
much.
man, not so much.
So clear leader in that space.
Yep.
Tesla, no. I was just wondering if some sympathy from Tesla. Well, but Tesla's
Tesla
still
looks
inside.
Tesla put an ugly candle there out the gates.
Yeah, just hanging out in yesterday's range still. Another new all-time high for Apple. And then the SPY is down 0.02%. Just to show you the little that is going on right now.
I'm trying to get Tempest on this pullback here, guys.
Nerve is going in. Yeah, this thing's crazy.
There we go. Got a little entrance there on the 90 MA on Tempest.
Yeah, Tesla. Oh, expected move. So it must have earnings soon. Couple days. Oh yeah, tomorrow. Duh. I even just looked at that. Yeah, so it's probably not going to move much today because it has earnings tomorrow, and then the expected move tech saying is $30. So likely, for those who don't know, what that means is there's like I think a 70% chance that it moves less than $30 either up or down, which for a $400 stock, you can run the math, is a less than 10% move. And it's very often that these things happen where the
Go.
market maker move is just dead on.
Doing pretty good in this Tempest. Nice entrance there. Looking for Tempest AI to get going here today. You can do a pullback to 91, so kind of protective of that. But at the same time, looking for a move back towards the 93s and start to get the takeoff button. Let's see if we can get some healthcare to recover here. And the Qs and the SPY kind of trickling. Not really going down is too much. It's not like a hard leak. It's just kind of like you can see the angle. It's kind of just a slow leak. I think it's just waiting for something, good news, something to kind of bring it back up here. So, not looking too bad. I got 2 positions on, guys.
XBI has been just a monster.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah, ever since the rate cut, we should have definitely had a big piece of that.
Well, and even just
We
the
talked
tariff
about it
tantrum,
here,
right?
right?
Almost doubled.
Even
since
then, I mean, I don't know about the tariff tantrum, man. That was definitely dangerous down there. But
well, you guys know my story. I went to the bank and said I need more money. Plowed it in. That was one of the best decisions of my life.
yeah, but a high risk. Regardless, high risk though. You know.
The way I looked at it is I could service that loan for years if I had to, right? So I
Yeah,
wasn't
but
too worried about the.
there was some danger there for a while, man. With this guy, you don't know what the hell Trump's gonna do, dude. To say that you know what's gonna come or not, you don't. You just went off of history, and I can't blame you for that. You said, you know what?
Well, if you have any of that future data, let me know because everyone just goes off of history, right? It's all you can do.
Yeah,
Got it?
it's
Got
just
any?
it's hard with Trump, right? It's hard to get reads on him.
Yeah, I just looked at what he did last time, which was spooked out a bunch of people and then ripped the market, right? And
Yeah.
especially the people who don't study history. Those are
And
those are
and
my
I
favorite people.
there was a lot of money managers that got caught by surprise in that April down move. I know that much for sure. Not many, even the bulls, expected that down move. They stayed bullish though. Some of them did. I'll give it to like Ryan Dietrich that stayed bullish, and
Mhm.
Carson Group. But they were. No one said that down move was going to happen, right? So it's kind of like a
Yeah, but if you close
you
your
know
eyes,
it's a little bit of a back and forth. They were definitely closing their lies and just being like, yeah, just buy, please, just keep buying. But that's also not a
mm,
strategy either, right? So I think that's where I
well,
get to the point where it's like it's high risk, man.
the
Regardless
market
at that point.
it's the market's at all-time highs. So that means by
No,
definition,
well,
the
we're not when
strategy
we
is
were
going to
at
buy.
that point. Not at
Yeah,
all time highs, but
but
like
no, I
we
just
were at
mean
the lows.
right now with the market at all-time highs, by definition means that the move on every down move in the history of the stock market has been to buy more stocks, right?
Yeah,
It's just by definition because it's at all-time highs. So
it's just what you got to do.
as investment advisors, they did 100% the right thing, which is to tell their clients to shut up and buy stocks. And, if you listen to them at all,
You're not doing bad, man.
you're not doing bad.
And
And
majority
then,
of the times you won't. The majority of the times you won't doing wrong buying, right? There's very few times where it will really kind of create a disaster for you, but
well, so
that's,
far, never it's created as that because we're at all time highs. So there's never been a point in history. The question is just how long you have to wait.
yeah,
There's never been
how
a
long you
point in
got to wait
history where
though?
it was about. A, there's never been a point in history where it's been a bad time to buy ever. Right?
There,
Unless you think the US is coming to an end and capitalism's dumb and doesn't work, then there'll never be a point in history where you
there's a
don't buy, right?
Here's a name lifting a little bit today. Might help you out. I don't know if you're still in it, but Rocket trying to get a little bit of a lift off 17. This has been in the gutter. Ooh, open. Still not coming back. No, they're
Yeah,
done
I'm
with
in
that.
my
They're
yeah,
done with that.
well, yeah, so this thing still hasn't moved. It hasn't done much of anything. Still in my little tiny bit, right? I sold most. And I'm still in my Oscar. That thing's working great. And then I have not heard of this guy. Triple D Systems. This used to be a
Yeah, it's actually
huge
making a
stock
move.
back in the day. Yeah, well, it's so the bot just picked some up here, right
Nice.
off of. So it had this breakout candle yesterday, and it's pulling back a little bit today. So that's what the
Dude,
system's looking for.
I've been waiting for the day in the sun for 3D. So 3D printing. This actually looks pretty good, man. Something that I'd keep on the radar out there. I'm gonna set an
I
alert at
remember.
380, but I
I
like it.
remember these were the things. Like what? Probably 10 years ago. It was
It's time to try to add on Tempest.
everyone was talking about. Everyone was talking about this triple D or these 3D printers. It was going to be the thing that changed the world.
I
Um,
mean, it still is. I will tell you that right now, Michael. I don't know if you keep up with it, but it is. It
yeah, I've
does.
got a buddy who's into them. The question
It's
is
not though the
is it
3D
a good
printing at
investment?
your house. It's not that 3D printing. That's the thing I think people need to understand. We're talking industrialized 3D printing.
Yeah, have you
That
seen
is the
the
move.
3D printed houses? I think they're
Yes,
doing them in
like
Texas.
there's 3D printers that print like, like iron, like, you know what I mean? Like there's these new ones and that's why desktop metals was viewed as such like a potential buyout. It's off the board now, I think, but the patents were there, and these patents are very valuable in the long run. I think industrialized 3D printing is the only way to move forward in a world where we're struggling with materials.
Well,
I
and it
mean,
shows the difference between a good technology and a good investment. And these are just two completely different beasts, right? Where, we just talked about it with Beyond Meat. Like, I
yeah.
don't like them, but say they were an amazing meat replacement burger. Well, if you don't have a patent on anything and it's easy to replicate and it's easy to make your own version of it, it doesn't matter if it's like the greatest thing in the world. They'll just do something else, right? They'll just, go and change the ingredients ever so slightly and they'll come out, McDonald's will come out with their own deal, right? So it's the same deal with this kind of stuff. It's just, yeah, 3D printing might be the thing. doesn't mean that these original stocks are the deal, right? But
Exactly. It's more about sometimes like also like staying with the trends. That's why you guys see me like I mentioned, is it finally that time, right? Because I think at some point there will be some company that will have, a big run because things will have to turn towards that in the long run. More AI, more robotics, more things being printed by themselves, and you just have engineers in one room and a whole manufacturing thing that just runs by itself with robotics. That's the move we're going to, guys. That's why it's scary in the future for jobs. Jobs are going to go like this, especially easy jobs. So that's where I think we have our crisis somewhere down the line, but that's probably like 5 years from now, man.
connect.
We're gonna have a job crisis at some point because of AI, but it's not right now.
Oh, look who's here.
Let's bring him
Bam.
in. The
Hold you in,
man.
don't pick your nose.
Good
going on, man?
morning, guys.
Dream.
Hey, good to see you guys. Money Mitch, how you feeling?
Oh man, still feeling like I'm long COVID. But hey, it is what it is, man. Just trying to battle through. I even put the funded account away. That's how you know I'm not
I see.
feeling it, Kevin.
Yeah. Well, that's discipline. Certainly discipline. What about the twins? Are they going through it right now?
They're having a little bit of some fever, but hey, just trying to
Yeah.
hang in there. At least the wife's taking care of them right now, and then I'll be over there with them in a little bit. But hey,
Yeah.
just trying to battle the day, looking at Tempest, looking at some healthcare. Are you trading out there the Beyond Meat?
Oh, so I was. Let me pull up the chart here. I was going to. I was
Uh-oh.
interested in it. Yeah. Let me check that out. I'm sharing the screen. Why would that happen?
Oh, let me adjust here. Got you, man. Let me layers, screen share. Sometimes it's the wrong Kevin. We have like two of
Oh,
you
I
in here,
see.
dude.
I see. Oh, I think I see how to do it now.
Replace, only seen, boom.
Hey, there we go. So I kind of did what I teach not to do this morning. That is
Almost told you.
tunnel in on one ticker, but it was the pocket pair ace hand. So I'll zoom in here and show you guys. I mean, it was GSIT. It was not only hangover from yesterday, but it was they offeringed out at $10. So I'm still short working leftover position on GSIT down towards 10. They did a 50 million public offering at right at $10. And then they got a crazy sloppy seconds pop this morning too. So yeah, they had a sloppy seconds pop right back up towards 17 after that drop from the offering, and provided an entry. So just scaled that, against a lot of the 1750, 18 resistance, and just working her down right now on GSIT. But outside of that, it's just been focused there. There was another hangover that I missed. It was REPL. REPL, beautiful hangover here, pop right up towards 950, and so this REPL it eventually yesterday gravitated up towards 10 and hit the magic 20s, 1020s on REPL before it started fading, but was up over 100% still, and that one's fading right now off of the morning spike. But those two are the main ones I've been working. Just REPL, haven't traded that, but still potential there, and still potential on GSIT. It has dropped quite a bit here, but again, they offering at $10. Beyond Meat, it did get my interest. I saw how high that one was up, but then I took a look at the short interest on it, and I was like, oh, I don't know about that, because it's like 65% short interest on BYND.
Yeah,
What do you guys think?
I don't know. I've checked that number from like 3 sites, and it seems legit. It's a wild short float for 63%. I guess when the company says they're going bankrupt, a lot of people kind of pile on there. There is a trade that's a common trade that can sometimes skew those numbers for stocks that are at or close to bankruptcy. And this is something that was big in 2008. And essentially it's what you do is you buy the debt and you short the stock. So because what happens is in bankruptcy, generally debt holders get something and stockholders get nothing. So it's kind of a distressed debt pairs trade. So sometimes these short floats are just a little bit skewed. There was
Okay.
because so the idea is if I can short the stock here and I can finance that, use the cash I raise by shorting the stock to buy their debt, then my risk is actually tiny, because as if the stock goes back to highs, the debt will rebound as well. But if the company goes bankrupt, then generally speaking, I've got to wait like 5 years, but I will get something back from my debt. And then I get to keep all the proceeds from the stock. So it can happen, right? It's not. There was hedge funds that I used to work with that was kind of exclusively what they did. So yeah, it could be a little bit skewed, but even if it is, it's still a really high short float.
Getting a nice breakout here in Tempest, trying to add here, but I put the add at break even. We'll see what happens there. TEM starting to get the lift. Let's go. Oof. What was the background noise? Is that on my side or?
Well, let me mute my mic real quick to see if it's me.
Oh yeah, it's you, big dog.
I don't hear any background noise. What do you hear? Oh, okay, I got you.
Like a buzzing.
Computer. Yeah, it's computer.
It's all good. No worries, man. We'll get through it. Let's just keep going. Let's have some fun. Let's trade, baby. Looking to add on this Tempest. Let's see if I get a nice little 92 pullback off. That would be nice. Nice little, if I can get that entry. I think Tempest is really trying to get going right back to 100. So this could be a bigger day if it get really going. And then for me, I just still got that CRM position, just letting that work off the VWAP.
Steph, I saw Nerve and kind of figured it was going to be, like a Warrior field day over there on any RV. So it's, yesterday I tried GSIT, first day, and I tried it a few times, and I threw in the towel and said, you know what, it's going to provide an opportunity the next day, day 2, day 3, and it's the same idea for me on Nerve. Yeah, this one percentage wise is up massively, but there's less edge for me, Steph. Day 1. That's what the stats show. Day 1, just kind of either size down on it or step out of the way. But look at that drop right there. 1120s. She just kind of cracked this little descending triangle against 10. Yeah, 1080s, kind of that bottom and lower highs forming there. So, yes, certainly opportunity on it. And now you could risk on a pop against 11, kind of where it cracked at NERV.
One name to keep an eye out for, guys. I see it's a SPAC. It's AlphaVest Acquisition Corp. It's ATMV. I think that could break out really big, guys. So just keep that on the radar. Just keep it on the back end burner, because I think this has a potential of going somewhere. There's 2 million shares that opened right out the gates, and then it just kind of halted and went sideways here. But if you look at the hourly, it's trying to build off this kind of 1270s. There was wicks in the pre-market to 2250. So who knows if this it starts to become a SPAC fest also.
This ANRO is a hangover, and it's still like sitting right up here with good risk, guys. Just be mindful. 1140s is a good risk guide on it for a decent fade today. It opened around 660 yesterday. It's one I've been eyeballing for potentially getting involved with.
And it's a biotech with 40 million shares today that is starting to try to get the lift, IBIO, but I don't know if I can trust that one. That usually comes and pops and drops, but we'll see what happens on the IBIO. So just running through some of the small casts with Kevin here, but it has a lot of volume, that's for sure.
Yeah, I put on a monthly chart of that IBIO. It's $146 million a share. It's the high of that guy.
And then real penny stock VSEEE, 75 cents. Looks like it wants $1 today. We'll see if it gets up there.
Yeah, Nerve, that could be the death candle right there, Steph. I mean, 11's a good risk guide there at this point. I am eyeballing that as well as the ANRO. For us, ANRO's a slow, like all day fade if you get involved with that.
Really nice.
Rainy has still been in play. RANI. This is on day 3 now. It had a crazy red to green move yesterday. It just broke up through high a day today and yesterday as well. RANI. They had accumulation of news, Mitch. A lot of news going on a few
Yeah.
days ago. I don't know if you saw this one.
Yeah, and this was the one that Michael Katz traded actually to the long side in the competition and made a crap ton. He bought it after hours when it was doing the pop, man. We were doing a little bit of a trading competition, knockout competition, right? And Michael Katz with the win on this one, guys. It's starting to get into nice green here with Tempest, so let's see if Tempest can really take off. But Ronnie is, I would say, probably at least the most kind of developing penny stock there that you could actually say is building for a bigger move. And that's sometimes what you want to be, not just a pop and drop name. That one's actually building. We'll see what happens. Let's start seeing if we get some names that are starting to get into the green now. We're past 10 o'clock, right? Or near that 10:30. Ooh, Ethereum. Big spike in Ethereum. That's a good one to look at. That's a nice spike to catch.
Ooh,
Quick
yeah.
one. You know,
What's
Money
going on
Mitch
there?
catches it fast. Let's go.
Yeah, Bitcoin too, Solana as well. So
That's a big, quick reversal there. And then you're seeing
see if there's
QUBTS.
any-
Momentum's coming back, guys. I'm starting to see it start to leak back in now.
Yeah, I don't see any news either. I see I don't see any news at all.
Beyond Meat's hitting some daily resistance 240. It's close to some really good risk areas, traders. If the 65%, I mean, I'm a little hesitant with it, but it's 220 is not bad risk guide. It's up from 50 cents a couple days ago to 213 right now. And if you zoom in on this 5-minute time frame, you can clearly see 220s holding up, and then around $2 has been support, but a little heavy right here. On this pullback under VWAP. So it's a decent risk guide tapping the 50-day moving average as well.
We'll continue to watch to see my names try to take off now. They're all like kind of set up for the move now. It's time to see the market come playing in and the SPY. Come on, man. Let's get a little green on the screen. Let's go to 672. I can see the SPY maybe starting to trickle back, get through there. I'm looking for CRM to take a new high here. It's starting to push off the VWAP.
Steph Nerve is maybe providing a short entry on this pop with the 11 risk. I'm gonna stab small at that one against the 11 area.
Crypto continuing here.
Yeah, crypto was a quick move in that Ethereum, man.
I'm trying to find out like why, like a mention
fast.
or something, but I don't see anything. And then it's not like an overall market thing. The SPY is still just has done absolutely not a thing today. So yeah, I just wonder what spurred that. What any kind of crypto related news crypto only news that came out, which is rare, or this is just some big giant order, right? Some big whale says enough, I'm getting in here.
Yeah, seeing a lot of recovery out there now, guys. So if you were scared earlier to put some buys, now you're starting to see a complete different action. And look who's here. Start that music. And it's Josh in the house. What's up, man? How we doing?
Well, how you doing? You doing all right? You recovering okay? Everyone doing good from their trip to Orlando?
Put it this way, the funded account in the back seat, because I'm feeling like I got a foggy mind over here still.
I feel it.
Hey,
I feel it.
is
I
what
feel
it
it.
is.
I got home about 4 a.m. on Sunday morning after a couple of one flight delay. So yeah.
The only thing I can say is that green on the screen starting to climb, boys. It's starting to get time. If you didn't get your buying shoes on before, it's time to start looking for those buying shoes. If you left them in the closet because you thought it was going to be a red day, go get them, because it looks like we're starting to see some action starting to play.
What you boys trading today?
I got Tempest AI TEM. Really nice entry now, starting to lift there, and a nice add there on the pullback. I'll show you that position right now. You guys can see this, how it pulled back right here off the 92. Now I really want to see this take off through that 93, and this could really get going. We know how Tempest loves to get going. I'm looking for another run back up through 95s, and I've seen this thing chug along. So with 150 shares at 92, I'm set here, 92.60s. Looking for the run through 93. Let's go.
Trading Oscar the Grouch.
Oh man.
It's wicked. What a wicked trade this has been. Again, I still don't. I need to research why the bot. Just by looking at the chart, I don't think it should have met any of the algos. But
It just knew you liked it, man. It's been watching us too much. The bot's been learning from us.
it's becoming sentient.
It's learning, man. I'll tell you what is learning. TEM, let's go. Let's go. That's starting to get going there now. Let's get it going. Tempest.
Josh, I like nerve on this pop against like the consolidation area previously, and then G set offering. So I worked that on the short side this morning.
Nerve.
REPL has been a decent hangover fade, but outside of that, just kicking back. What about you?
Yeah, it's actually some of my traders in chat took REPL today for that hangover play. I alerted it, and I got some of my traders in chat on that. And then I've been all over nerve, taking it to the long side or looking at bounce plays and putting levels in. But those are the main two I was looking at today for the most part, besides BYND and ATMV.
All right, now that therapeutics and those genomics names coming back into play, starting to maybe take a shot here in Twist. Twisty twist.
Only if you do the twist and shout, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'll do it, baby. With all green on the screen, we can do it.
GM set for its best day in 6 years.
Wow.
Good for them.
There
Knocking on that.
goes
all-time high.
CRM, baby. That's why you stick with the winners, baby. Look at that candle. Bada bing, bada boom.
Beautiful.
Nice.
This is one that Josh, I was actually on the floor, on Money Show, telling people, look at this daily chart. It is primed to run. I know Benioff has been mouthing off, but this was primed to run. And in 2 days, it's already made a nice 6% move. I hope those Money Show guys are ready to back up their capitals. They kept saying, "Oh, but I have $1.7 million at play right now. I don't know if I can get a risk of $400 in the trade the pool account." You go put that risk up play.
Right.
That's CRM.
Hey, speaking of Toronto and the Trader TV, how about those Blue Jays in the bottom of the 7th last night? Big inning there.
Dude, it was
I had 3 buds that were like, F it, we lost and went to bed.
Oh, no.
Forget them, man. They're not even allowed
I'm
to
a Denver
watch.
Broncos fan. You see my Denver stuff on all the time. My Denver Broncos were down 19-0 in the fourth quarter come Sunday. They were then down 18 with 6 minutes left to go. There had been 2,000 or whatever. It had been X amount of games since the last time a team came back from that far down. And I still kept watching the game going, we could still come back. There's a chance here. And guess what? We won 33-32. We scored 33 points in the fourth quarter. Listen, it's never over. I wish you could talk to your friends right now. There's never a chance.
Don't worry,
over.
they're getting shit. That's for sure. They're getting shit in the group chat.
Especially
they're getting roasted right now.
Especially for 2 runs, bro. You went to sleep for 2 runs?
2?
Yeah.
I mean, 19-0 in NFL in the fourth quarter. That'd be like being down like 5-6-0 in the 7th. Then something similar. I'm like, then I'd maybe get it down 6-7 runs, but 2.
Yeah. They're getting this. Yeah, 2 of them. They're getting roasted. Like one guy said, he's gonna come to his house and
Let's go,
remove
Nerf.
him from Canada.
No, he's literally now. He's just give him a U.S. pass because he needs to cross the border. He needs to cross the
Deported.
border.
Get out of my country.
All right, guys, just open one up and twist. So there you go. You wanted to dance, Josh? There you go. Twist,
yeah,
baby. And I'm looking for CRISPR also, guys. I'm looking at all the genomics names and looking for these to start running. CRISPR is one that's even on the swing alert. So there you go. Look at Twisty Twist. As soon as I get in it, there you go. It's starting a nice little pop. Looking for this to get running here. I only got 50 shares. I want to add on a pullback, but it's just jumping way too fast. It's like one of those where you just take the 50 you wanted to add, and now it's just like, well, now if you add, you got to be careful. 9 EMA pullbacks are my only way to add or break even entry. This is what I'm trying to do a little bit more of when I have positions of strength. Look at the board now, guys. Look at CRMG. I'm up over $100 on this, and this is to 1370. CRM taking off. This is why it's not a bad thing to just stick with the strength. Right? Look at that. Boom. almost to the 260. I'm probably going to sell this here, guys, because I have the leverage name, and you know how the leverages names always love to pull back here, guys. So I'm going to take the $100.
I think he froze.
Uh-oh.
I know.
Sold it there. Let's go. And strength.
Oh, you're
What-
too
what-
excited
they're
for a
trying to
second
rug
there.
pull me?
You're back.
They're trying to rug
Mark-
pull me.
Oh yeah, the market makers did not like that. Freeze him! I think he froze again.
He is. Look at him.
Mm-hmm.
You
I'll
got
stay
a,
right
got an,
here.
an- got a, I was going to say, got an animated freeze there. Oh, he's back.
Yeah,
Back
right.
again.
And I'm back. Am I back?
You're back.
You're back.
Oh no, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm losing it. I'm back and
Uh-oh.
forth, man. They're trying to rug pull me. I have too much green positions. Michael, tinfoil hat on. If the stops come on right now, what happens?
Let's
Yeah,
get that
there.
conversation going again. Guys, NERV sloppies. I'm the sloppy lunch lady, according to Mr.
No,
Money
you're
Nick,
not.
and
No,
he's,
you're not. You upgraded, my friend.
upgraded.
Remember, I told you you're on that hibachi status now. So
Ooh.
I'll take some hibachi.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah.
on that
Nerve.
hibachi status, bro. You stepped up in the world, baby. No more lunch, lady. Come on, man.
Oh, nerve. Nerve is hitting a nerve, baby.
Nerve.
Hitting a nerve.
Nerve
Hitting
is
a
nerving.
nerve. Sloppy seconds. Come on, let's get a halt down going.
I like it. I like it. It's a lot of rejection
Guys.
of 9 EMA there. Now starting to take control. Hey, Kevin, I'm coming to you.
Yeah, guys. If you miss the descending triangle, and we snap like that, just as shorts are covering, and maybe some dip buyer warriors are stepping in here, you can take the short against you got it's all psychology, right? Where are a lot of these longs at? Trying to buy the high of 12 for the high a day. Or what if you miss the descending triangle, there's another opportunity. So you can certainly get involved still if you miss that. Outside of nerve, guys, just kicking back with leftovers on GSET, which is back down towards 13. You can see GSET's actually trying to hold the previous close, but with their offering at 10, it's just going to be that's going to be a difficult task for it to do. So I'm still looking for that fade down towards 10 on leftovers today, kicking back there with an adjusted stop up towards 15 on those. But yeah, good work, guys.
Damn, we have the Dow up 0.5%, and then we have the IWM down 0.5%. So healthcare, right? That's probably going to be the biggest difference between those.
Yeah, so let's go, nerve. Whew.
Big,
It's just probably going down to that 875 area. Money for nerve right there.
Money.
Yeah, I'm gonna just take half, guys, just to be smart. But one thing I was telling some traders earlier is because I had a red day yesterday. Just I was attempting, GSET a couple times. I have a rule where I blacklist the ticker if I take 2 losses on it. It's kind of saved me in the past before. What's funny about that?
No, that's exactly what you should be doing. You know how many blacklisted stocks I got, man? I agree.
Yeah. Well, no, I broke. So I attempted it more like 3-4 times. And, I messed that up. So I had a red day based on that. Yeah, it's like I was so disappointed with myself. I wasn't down massive on the day, but it's just at a certain point, it's like, okay, you broke rules, you're red, step away because the green days are going to come. Like the traders that have, been trading for a while, it's not the green days necessarily that mess you up. It's not playing good defense on the red days because good defense ultimately is what's going to preserve that capital and provide the best offense. If you remember, like my coach back in high school, the best offense is defense, just like that, and that Southern accent right there. So, yeah, just make sure, guys. I mean, that's the next level, right? Risk management is ultimately key, protecting that capital on the day. Some days it's just not working out. I mean, I'd love to open up that conversation to you guys. Like some days it's just not working out. And if you're driving through a school zone and the market's 35 miles per hour, you do not want to be going 75. And that's takes experience. Experience is the best teacher for understanding that for your edge. Yeah.
It's just about, I was saying it in the conference often, right? Talking to traders left and right about risk and what really kind of gets you that that reward. And the only one thing that I kept telling people is a lot of it's gonna be playing survivor until you run into the green, right? And that's what you want to be thinking, right? It's not just push on the red days. No, it's the opposite. It's wait for the green day and push on the green day. I think it's sometimes we make it very difficult instead of just literally that should be right in front of you. Push on green days, run away on red days.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And
Right.
sometimes it could be the overall market just affecting you, right? Like I talk about there's variables, right? There's so many variables at play in the stock market. Sometimes you can have the best play, but just the market. Trump said, you know what? I'm gonna just to plow the market today and forget Kevin's trade, that he has a perfect setup in Nerve, and now I want to come in and talk about China. Well, things like that are going to happen, man. And I think that what we need to do is have the mentality that we take the survivor, we take haircuts, 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 haircuts. Take as many paper cuts as you can, and then wait till you can actually go ahead and take a swing. When it starts to work, you need to be able to put risk on, and this is what bends the equity curve. And this is what I kept telling traders. And really, I talked to a couple of really advanced traders, and they even said, yeah, that's exactly it, man. It's about knowing when to hit the gas pedal and then protecting yourself majority of the times.
Yeah, really, you spoke that a lot to me, and I've been attempting to do that, especially with the G set. Spoken like a professional, as Smud said, and Smud, it was awesome meeting you in Orlando.
Yes, it was, man. Shout out to you, my friend.
So do y'all blacklist plays forever, or just for like a day or month, or
For
So it's like a bodyguard, right? Like you got to put it out of the club until it does something special, and it comes back, and maybe shows up with a good friend or a good catalyst, and then tells you that it's back into play. But I think that another thing you look at is price action. So what you should blacklist names off of is not necessarily only did you lose, but is the price action just super choppy and always chops you up? Those are the ones you might want to put on the blacklist, because there's certain stocks that are just going to get you, man. Like you can't trade it well.
they
Like
reel you in. They
Tesla
reel
is that one for me. I love trading Tesla, but trust me, if I keep playing with it, I am bound to get slapped.
Yeah. So it's look, you gotta. So psychology's everything, guys. Right? Have you noticed? Have you noticed when you're red, you tend to get more aggressive, or when you're red, you're more hopeful.
right?
And then when you're green, you're like, it's like someone they hand you $50, $100, and you take it. And you're just like, I'm good. You don't push the needle on the green, and that's psychology. That's psychology. There's a lot of fight or
No.
flight in play as well. But Josh, blacklisting for me, ultimately, like, and I've recognized it now through the gut over combined experience, but I know when I'm leaning into something based on like just emotions, or I'm trying to dig myself out of a hole instead of putting the shovel down versus actually trading the edge. And I noticed that because it's like, okay, throughout the day on a red day, I may take a trade that I would never take otherwise, trading a 7-2 offsuit and sizing into it. And then at that point, I'm like, okay, you have to separate. This was not your edge. This was you trying to make money back versus trading
Yeah.
and money ultimately being a byproduct of trading well. Uh, it's always what it comes down to. What about for you guys, Nos and Josh, as far as blacklisting? What do you think about that?
For me, I don't even know what I'm going to trade before I trade it. So there's no lists there, right? It's one of those. I get it from a psychological point of view, but from an actual by the numbers numeric point
But
of
will
view,
your bot stop trading a ticker if it's just red after red on it
nope.
on the day? It just
Right?
will
Because
keep attempting.
just do some math in your head, right? And say, okay, you have a 60% win rate. So it's very, very possible that you trade that one
G-set,
ticker with a 60% win rate. Very possible. Actually will happen at some point that you'll lose like 10, 12 times in a row trading that one ticker. And it's just random. So, right, it's trying to divorce yourself from, especially the human bias of I think every time I trade this it's red, versus what kind of actually happens, and have the data bore that out. But no, I would need to have a whole lot of data to say I'm not even allowed to trade this ticker at all. It just doesn't
Well,
mathematically work.
it protects you from the QMM. So it's like I stabbed short a few times at it, and it's like I'm red on 3, 4, 5. Am I going to take 20 stabs at this thing essentially, and then it never works. So it's just I guess a protection measure there.
Well, in a single day, maybe, but again, the way my systems are, it just takes the first trade of it. Won't trade the same ticker multiple times each day anyway. I could see that being the case for a couple days, but yeah, I just wouldn't. I just don't think. I think there's more important things to program into a system. And yeah, I could see it. Just take your trade, take the stop. But if the setup's still there, then in theory, you should take the setup every time you can. Just while we're chatting here, we have the SPY kind of grinding its way back to lows
good
here.
call.
We're getting through pre-market lows. Again, not a lot of action. This isn't like a dramatic. We're still inside yesterday's range. We haven't even retraced 50% of yesterday's rally, but we are seeing a little bit of a sell here.
Nice. Got some of that G-sit too on the way down. Right as Tim ordered, I was like, yeah, this thing's about to crash more. I got in at 1294 here for the move down. Kind of that sloppies there that Kevin got on nerve. So nice little move. Nice little move down there.
Good work. I mean, they offering at 10. I'm just kicking back. I'm kicking back there. I mean, that longs got capitulated at the open on it. They're underwater there, and it's slow fade there.
I'll go back to my my little lesson of blacklisting, so to speak. And I only usually do it for a day. I mean, like what you guys talked about. Depends on the day, the setup, the volume. If the setup's there, I'm taking it. But back to 2022, I love trend line cracks. Talk about trend line cracks. Usually, most times they're in play. They're always most times that's the trend. Well, recently, for whatever reason, trend line cracks aren't forming, and B, when they do, they're not really working out to fruition. Let's just go back to February 2022 when they were. I tried to short Peloton on a beautiful uptrend channel crack. It cracked the trend. What did it do? Came right back up, stopped me out. All right, here's another beautiful trend line it was forming. Did it again. Same thing with you, Kevin. I'm sure a lot of traders, you go 0 for 2 within about a 30, 45-minute hour period on the setup that you typically always trade, and it's there. It's forming. The volumes there. Everything's there. It's an A setup. Everything's got, right? But you're going to lose, like we've talked about. You're not always going to be correct. It's just the world we live in, right? We're not always going to be right. But that's when I was like, okay, that's where I came up with if I'm over 2 on that play, I'm done trying to trade that setup. I'll go back the next day, maybe the next week. But for that day, if I'm 0 for 2, she is blacklisted for the rest of the day, and I am not looking at it.
All right, guys, trying to add on twist. I'm long Pfizer now, and got some Archer. I got 4 positions on.
4 positions. Guys, VSEE, tiny penny play, 48 cents up to $1. It hasn't quite made it over the dollar, but VSEE, I saw it in pre-market, but kind of took it off the list, not thinking much of it, but here we are up towards that dollar. So $1.20, I'm certainly getting involved with VSEE. They announced a multi-year teleradiology contract with a hospital expected to generate $10 million in gross revenues. I love it. I love the expectations. How much do you guys expect to make this year? I expect X amount. So VSEE is that 120 and 115 is the 200-day moving average, by the way. 115 is the 200-day. So there's a lot of variables as we went over here a little bit ago. The stars aligning for a decent entry. So 115.20, I'll be looking at VSEE.
Yeah, I thought we just looked at this. Yeah, it was last Thursday. This play popped. At the money show. I was like, I thought I remember seeing this play last week.
Yeah, is this the one that no, this one's not bad. It was the other one that I zoomed out, and that was like $150 million a share. I forget what that one was. But yeah. This one doesn't look like it's even ever had to do a reverse split yet. So there's kind of that hope and a prayer that this thing will be able to hold on to that dollar mark and not get delisted, because they haven't had to. They haven't had to yet, but if they stay, I'm trying to look here. No, they got some time. I think it's 6 months. So you have
the bid price rule, yeah. 120s as a ceiling here, by the way, too.
Glad I secured that traded CRM. That's giving me that nice little cushion right now to take that many trades that I have on right now.
Yeah, I saw that coming up a little bit ago. It reeked of squeeze that setup and that bull flag up top right there. I was like, that thing's looking like it's going to new high of the day for you, bud. That beautiful move right there, Mitch.
Yeah, and it was a daily chart that were already on my radar, right? So then I don't hesitate, right? Like I already know the chart. I know now it's showing momentum, so I'm going to trade the momentum trade, but at the same time, know that it has that strong daily backing.
Hopefully, the people at the Trader TV are taking a look. I doubt they are. They don't want to admit how wrong they are. Although I would, I'd say, man, Money Mitch was killing it last week. Look at this play go.
Hey, got to have some fun, man. That's what it's all about. Bring ideas and let them cash, right? Let everybody else cash, because I always talk about it's just paying it forward for you guys out there, man. That's why I bring ideas here. It's not necessarily like, to even toot my own horn. Trust me, if I could just focus in a little bit more, and Michael even probably sees it sometimes. That's why he's like, man, I just got to build a bot here, let Mitch make some watch list, and because I sometimes just have really good eyes. It's just I'm not trying to trade all of these either, right? Because it's just there's too much underneath the sun, man.
Well, and listen, I wouldn't say that you're unique with this at all. I say it all the time. I don't think human beings are naturally inclined to trade. I think human beings are really good analysts. I think the actual execution and the emotions behind it and all that kind of stuff is where all the best plans go to die. And this is why I'm so big into systematic trading, because I hear from so many traders saying, "Oh, I'm a great analyst, but I'm a shitty trader." It's like, yeah, you and everyone else. So why not do the analyst part and then kind of outsource the other side? And it's why all the hedge funds that I worked in, none were scheduled in a way that the analyst or the portfolio manager or whoever made the decisions of what to buy or sell actually hit the buttons, right? There's an execution guy for that. There's two separate teams, and you'd also see CFAs, who are financial analysts, and CMTs, and that was split up as well. So the CFA would say, "Oh, I really like the fundamentals of this company or the story or whatever," and then give it to the CMT to talk about when exactly to hit the button to execute. So it's everyone else in the world has an analyst arm and a trading arm. But us as retail traders, we never had that opportunity until now. And now with, Signal Stack and Trade the Pool and all these different places, we have that ability to say, I'm going to do all the analysis the night before, and I am just going to let the system do whatever the system is going to do and kind of go from there, right? And like so far today, right, $250 on the day. It's been a good day so far, and it's just I haven't hit a button. It's just the robot is just doing whatever I've come up with. So yeah, I would say it's 100% true, Mitch, and I'd say it's 100% true for pretty much everyone. I think you get those freaks out there, like what that Lance dude and like a handful of guys who are just freaks in nature that can do all this, like the analysis and the trading super well. I just think that's like by far the minority of people, like by far.
Well, I mean, you think about how many Michael Phelps have there been? How many Michael Jordans have there been? Exactly. How many Michael Jacksons have there been? I can keep going through, right? Yeah, there will be anomalies in the system through our human, throughout but yes, you are all over it.
and I think part of it is also, I just don't have all day, right? Remember, guys, I get very limited trading, right? Within my window, but there will be a time, sometime down the line, where I will be able to come back to trading all day, and I think I can do really well. I think it's just more of a matter of, hey, just got to be able to start really kind of honing in, and that's what I always try to do, guys. What am I thinking of? I just want to improve my skill level year to year. Time will come, money will come raking in, man. It's just more of a matter of just keep playing the game.
Right.
Survivor's the game, man.
Yep.
We'll run into the winners. We'll keep finding more winners. There'll be more CRMs. There'll be more Palantirs. There'll be more SoFis. There'll be more AMDs. There'll be more NNEs. There'll be more SMRs. There'll be more Holy Grail. There will be more Tempest. The list goes on. You can see it, right? So, hey, just keep searching, guys. That's why I'm watching genomic stocks now, right? Because I'm looking for the next theme, not the one that's already played.
Yeah, I was almost going to mention that because I have SMR up, just looking at that, just see if it was making any moves today. But yeah, that was the play 2 weeks ago, and then
man, that's how it is. I think this market's trying to move flavors, and you got to stay with the flavors. I think one of them is looking to see that like Megatech takes off here. So I think if you want to see the day really recover, you need to see like Apple recover. You want to see Google recover because those names are in the dirt right now. Amazon's doing pretty decent. That's one name that I'd probably keep an eye on as maybe the leader of the big boys today.
Yeah, nice, good move for Amazon. Still long on that one since like 92, 93. I got in 2022 into the. Yeah, still long on that bad boy. Never will get rid of it. I will hold that. I want to be. I said that when I first got in. I had a feeling I'd be right on my entry area. I'm like, I want to be 80 years old. Sonny, check out my smartphone here. Oh, it's huge now. Look at this big old smartphone. So I'm in actually on. I wanted to hold it forever. I'm still in. It's not big. I've got out most, but I will never. I'm still in actually NVDA. 7 shares. I know it's not a lot, but I'm in 7 shares on NVDA at $93, and Amazon I'm still in 123 shares at 93. So it's like almost the same average price. I'm never
long-term account. You gotta hide those passports. Hide those passwords.
Passwords. Yes.
Yeah, hide them. Just put them somewhere else.
Yes, forever and ever and ever for sure. Because it's one of those.
Tell your wife to make one, and then tell her that she's not allowed to give it to you.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, this is like, and I talked about that at the Trade the Pool. I didn't think about that, and that's kind of what that's becoming. Where I was talking to a lot of those guys at the Money Show. Those guys have, I didn't think about that. They have they have an account for this. They have an account.
I swear, I had this one guy tell me, he's like, so you do online for trading? I'm like, yeah, dude. So does majority of the world nowadays. Where have you been, man? What rock have you been hiding under, my friend?
Yeah. No,
do you still have stocks as certificates?
Oh man. What was some of the
oh man,
share a fun experience from that you guys
that was more than fun right there. Trying to keep a straight face by saying
how'd the competition go? Like the 3-minute competition.
Oh, Josh ran a lot of that, man. I started feeling a little bad that day, so I let Josh take the lead. And Josh did really well with the competition, man.
That was like right up my alley for like sports. So it was, that was.
You're killing it, dude.
Yeah, that was fun going back and forth and the timer. And we got this much time left and he's up this much. No, he's up. And really it was a lot of first timers because a lot of first timers really probably don't have a lot of emotion going on there. I've got to be right. Oh, yeah. You could tell the traders. There was this one guy called Mr. Hit. I guess he was one of our more experienced traders. There was a bunch of younger guys too as well, but he'd been trading supposedly for 5 years or more. He struggled, versus the guys that they're like the one that won it. She actually ends up being a swing trader, and never day traded before. And yet she stepped right on up, knocked a couple of the guys out, but it was definitely fun. We got to do that more often. You could tell everyone was around and kind of like, what's going on over here? And they're like, let me sign up. I want to do this. Like I said, I compared it to, you go to Walmart, you go to Best Buy back in the day, or even, nowadays, I think they still have it where the latest gaming systems are out and you want to go test your ability on the new gaming console. And there's like 2 or 3 or 4 people in line already. Like, oh man, I got to wait in line. Oh, mom's shopping. And then by the time you finally get up and get the remote in your hand, Josh, get your butt up over. Josh, get over here. And I'm like, no, it's just about to play. That's what it felt like to me. They couldn't wait to get in line and challenge each other. We got to do that more often. That was so fun.
Yeah, it was a great time, man. And, with fast trading, you got to make fast decisions. Not many people out there are going to be good at that.
Yeah, 3 minutes, that's hard to do. But that was fun, though. Very fun. Very fun. Yeah. Very fun.
Let's see if Pfizer can take off. I have a little piece of that. I think this is a perfect time to get Pfizer on the swing. It's come down perfectly. Michael, are you reloading? What's going on, man? What are you thinking, man?
I'm back here. Yeah, I don't know. I took a trade. I made a few bucks. It's got to get back over that 25.50 for me. There's a lot of resistance there. If it can get back there, then I'm good.
Yeah, I just like the chart comeback, right? I love comebacks. Like a lot of times, like as long as you don't break down the 24, you're looking prime and Pfizer for this to come back. I think it's beautiful play for money managers to come in and start dipping their toes in it. We'll see what happens.
What happened to the green screen, Nas? Where's the green screen at? I want to see you in space. How many different backgrounds can you choose from, by the way?
Oh, whatever. You give me a picture. I'm gonna wait for Mitch to walk out one day, and I'm gonna just take a screenshot of his office. And I'm just gonna
there you go.
Whatever, wherever you guys want me to be.
Just go ahead and do mine then right now. Just go ahead and do mine just to really mess with people. There you go.
Hold on. Give me one more.
Hold on.
We gotta make them.
Yeah, we gotta make him full screen there.
All right.
You'll have Josh's arm.
Okay, there we go. That's all I need. Where am I?
Hold on.
I'm good. Here, just gotta find. There we
Where-
go.
there you
Oh,
go.
look, I
Look,
even
look.
got. Look, I got your arm in there too. It's right there.
There we go. Yeah, look, I'm sitting beside you.
It's hanging out at
go.
Josh. Hey, do you see the 14 dogs?
How's it going? Oh, hopefully I
Let the
didn't
dogs
wheel
out,
those
Michael.
into
Let the dogs out, Michael.
That's funny.
Yeah, we have
Tell you, man, I'm
yeah,
gonna
we
be.
that is hilarious. Yeah, I
We
did
all
not.
need the same
I'm gonna be
background.
playing that. We're playing that turtles. What is that? Turtles in Time? Is
Yes.
that the
Yeah,
nice
Oh,
man?
man.
Good
Great.
Turtles
choice.
in time,
I
baby.
never noticed that before.
yeah. Got the license
work.
plate behind you too from my former cars in Texas. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
living.
Nos, give us
Love
an
to see
MTV
it,
Cribs
man.
tour.
Love to see it.
I'm there. Well,
Me and
I've got
Michael
this.
the tour.
I got this weird hairy arm dude sitting next to me all day, right over there, and he's just watching me trade, and and I try to go play some games, and he says no, and gets me right back
Doesn't
to it.
allow
So,
me.
doesn't let me play any games or nothing.
What are you doing over there? What are you doing?
See, some of us work hard on our backgrounds, and then there's these guys with their metaverse and their green screens and
Work smart, not hard.
But then you walk into your office and it just looks like a green room, right?
No, I can.
You can put it away. You can put it away at least. You told me you got the green screen that goes away at least. I just don't.
actual window behind me.
Yeah, I share. I kind of like share my office with the wife, so I kind of have to keep it somewhat workable.
I'm gonna mount it. Right now it's on the floor, but I'm gonna mount it to the roof. So when I'm done, I just go and it'll just fly right up into the roof there. As soon as I'm done the screen, I take that thing down so I can actually get that like light from behind me, so I don't get seasonal depression.
Twisty twist is starting to work, man. Josh, I told you I would go for it, man. Twisty twist, baby.
I was hoping to get a little twist and shout in for the day.
I might have to go get a twisty treat. You hear a twisty treat? Good ice cream, right? I need some ice cream right now. I need to get some weight back, man. I burned so much water weight. Holy moly, I'm skinny right now, bro.
Hold on.
Gotta get back in the gym, man.
1 second.
Yeah, now do Kevin's now that he's gone.
I just saw him step out, so I'm just gonna grab that. There we go. Let's put it back before he gets in.
We're going to Kevin's house, man.
There we go.
But I got twist there. I added on the pullback. Pretty pullback ad. Ready to go for the win, man. Up about $50 on 100 shares on twist. Letting that twist ride. Up about 127 on Tempest. And 2 positions slightly red with no stops. But ready to go. And looks like the man himself is back here. Yeah.
I
see
keep
the
my
setup?
headphones on when I'm when I'm going to the bathroom. Just to make sure.
Michael not taking his. He's just teleporting from one office.
I moved in. I hit some buttons while you're gone. Hopefully, I made some money while I was moving into your office there real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in the green team, all right.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm right in there.
He's right in there. He's made it so far in there. He's in your house.
Don't turn around.
This is why you don't share pictures on the internet anymore.
Yeah, right.
Well, what was it? Remember the Shia LaBeouf thing where he like did all this like lunacy in front of a green screen for a while, and then they're like, "Oh, that's why you don't just go crazy in front of a green screen. You're just making it way too easy for people to crop you out and put you in the craziest nonsense out there." But
yeah, man. All right, we'll see what happens, guys. Market is holding here. Can it break 672? I talked about that level earlier today. I think that's where we really need to go if we're going to really continue a climb today. So let's see if that happens finally in the overall market. That's going to be my final watch, right? We're at 1051. Other than that, I got really good green. Going to start looking for these positions to really take off. But I've been enjoying staying in some of those really slightly reds. They've been down about $7. Those are good positions to hold. There's no reason for me to close them. They want to go green. They just need the market to kind of jump, right? So,
well, this is what we talk about all the time. There's times, and I bring up these stories all the time. When I used to work at a physical prop desk, there would be times in which everyone was dead silent because there's so much going on.
Yeah.
The reason I guess we're joking around, I'm messing around with my green screen, is it should be evident here on the screen. This is the S&P 500. Here's the open. So up, down, up, right? There's not a lot going on here. So these are the days where you want to crack on with your buds and have a good time. Now, for me, right, Oscar is just continuing to rocket. This has been just a wicked, wicked trade. Triple D, I'm down to flat a little bit on, and ACHV up a little bit on. So great day for me as well, but not a day that I want to be out there like hunting for things to do because market's not giving me anything to do, right?
Yeah. And I mean, there has been some good trades. I think you can take the trades. The key is there's nothing that's really just kicking it, right? So
Yeah.
CRM though, I mean, your CRM's kicking away right now. That's definitely starting.
I mean,
I'll say
hey
that.
guys, I'm just glad I brought it up, right? You know, and this is why you search stocks and you keep them on your radar, right? But yeah, CRM, really good sell there. Hey. Oh, hold on, Michael, you can handle that now. You have the background.
Yeah, hold on. I just changed back that background and go, I'll help you out.
Just yell, close the door.
Oh, man, fun day with you guys. I'm so glad we got together in Orlando and got to meet. So this was love doing it.
That's what it's all about, man. You know, we're a big family here at Trade the Pool. And you know, I know you guys don't believe it, but that includes you guys out there, right? We're a big family, all of us out here, guys, pushing together as traders to try to get to our success, but also have a good time learning from each other, strengths, weaknesses, tinfoil hats included. But that's what it's all about, right? And I think that that's what we do here at Trade the Pool, guys. We give you guys perspective so that you guys can really kind of learn from kind of more of a professional approach, right? There's too many traders out there trying to take your money. We're not trying to take your money. We ain't selling you no course here. We're just trying to show you guys exactly how we go about the day and try to tackle the day, right? So I'll let Michael Noss kind of wrap up with kind of his trades of the day. I know that he took like an Oscar trade and maybe a trade or two from that.
Yeah, so right, just a little around the horn before we go. But yeah, Oscar was right at this 2010, which we were talking about, which has just been amazing, right? We're up 21.31. This might be one that I'm like really tempted to hold if we can kind of clear any of these wicks that have been for a long time. Because I love this chart from the long-term point of view. 22% short float, wicked looking cup and handle. But it's got to clear, right? It's got to clear that, you know, hold above because there's two giant topping tails here. That's why I've been pairing out a lot of the position as we've gotten up here. Just like I mentioned too, Triple D is not doing too much, and AC HV is not doing too much there either. So just a quick look at the market. Again, just want to kind of remind everyone, yes, it looks like we're moving higher here. We're still inside yesterday's range. If we break this high, then it's 673, 674 you want to watch for. That's the all-time high. Could do it today. I don't know, especially with what we're seeing here. We take a look at the crypto space, right? So Bitcoin, last 2 30-minute candles have been really, really bullish here. And we're seeing that on Ethereum. We're seeing that on Solana. These are really good markers for risk assets. So risk assets are starting to pop. When you see the fart coin too starting to pop there, you know, there's a little bit of risk on sentiment happening over here.
Yep. And the market, there's the 672, guys. There she goes. Let's go. Let's start having a party, guys. This is why I was positioned in. I felt like the market was just balancing there at 670s multiple times, and that big wick down was kind of more of a scare there. So now that you see another thing that gave me the VXX, you guys know I look at it all the time. I have it right next to each other. It's on my right-hand screen, but like I could see that one breaking the 34 pretty strong there and starting to do the meltdown move. So that gave me more the look of, okay, let's see if the SPY really starts getting hot here, and boom.
Yeah, good work. All right, well, gentlemen, we're going to duck out here. Try not to. So we're leaving you with markets rocketing to all-time highs. So
right? I'm leaving you with maybe one red, but it's like $5 down. You guys got to hold up this market. Yeah, I don't know if you guys got your buying shoes on and your capital shoes on.
I will be blaming the heck out of you guys if the market drops the moment we leave here, right? That will be.
Yeah, as soon as y'all get done, if I see CRM turn over, then I'm just like, money man, I'm gonna text you guys. All right, get back on the stream. Get back on. So,
Yeah, leverage
Look at
it
that
up.
CRM, man. That thing is just just taking off, man. I sold it at like 261. It's 265 now.
Yeah.
That's a nice move there.
Monster.
And then look, this is why sometimes I hold positions in the red. Because sometimes, bro, it's just a matter of time for the market to come back, guys. Like this Archer and this Pfizer, they've been red for like 30 minutes, guys, but they've been so small red, it's not even $10. So that tells me that I don't have a bad entry. I just need the market to kind of come and lift the boats.
Right.
And now the market's lifting, and now they should go green. Any red should tell me, hey, if you're holding on to a name red, and then like let's say in the next 5 minutes it the SPY's up and you're still not green, that should tell you something. Get out of that one, ride the winners, right? Well, that's what I'm gonna do today. And of course, today is one of those days that I don't want to push too much because I'm kind of coming back from being sick and stuff. So I'll more than likely just actually set some stops that will get triggered. We'll talk about that tomorrow. But hey, that's going to be it, guys. Green day for me. Green on the screen, and glad to be back with you guys.
Yes, sir. Glad you're feeling hopefully a little bit better over there, Mitchie.
Yeah, a little bit better for sure. I mean, I'm sure you could hear it at least, but
Yeah, and hoping the Twins get better soon as well.
Yeah.
yeah, it's not easy going to conferences, man. But hey, I don't know how Michael does it all the time, but hey, we hung in there. Tempest definitely top player of the day. Also starting to really kind of climb. I'm happy about that play. I'm up almost 1.08, and it can really get going. Up 2% on Twist. So twist and shout, baby. Let's go.
I heard actually, Mitch, you have to get the beard bigger, so you have to get it like Nos's. That
Oh,
blocks out all the diseases and germs. And
that's what it is. It
then he just
catches
cleans
it.
his beard. Yeah, then he just cleans his beard. He gets little wipes and he cleans it.
He pushes it up to be a mask, you know?
Yeah, legend has it. Legend has it. Yeah, exactly. There you go.
There might be some scientific studies.
Oh man, gotta enjoy it, guys. It's always good to be with you, boys. Take over, boys. We'll be
All right,
hopping
I'll
out.
get into your house, Kevin. See you later.
Yeah, get out of his house, man. Get out of his house.
See you guys.
All right, let me kick off Michael Noss's so you don't see that a little later. Later, boys. Have fun.
Hey,
Trade. There's Archer in the green. Now I'll look for Pfizer to get in the green. Let them all go green, baby. Let's just go get another funded account. Let's go get it, boys.
Let's
get it. Let's get it. What a day. What a day. Having fun with you guys. Absolutely the best.
And yeah, the conference was a blast with you as well.
Oh, yeah.
Josh.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Good
Oh,
time.
yeah.
Looking forward to the next one.
So,
Josh, share your screen.
Oh, yeah. My bad. Sorry. I'm just like, you're like, hey,
Yell at him, Kevin. Yell at him, Kevin.
you got to do it. You got to yell at me sometimes, guys. You got to yell at me sometimes, you know?
Later, boys.
Later.
Later, Money Mitch. Yeah, today's been a good green day, guys, so far. Friday and Monday were a little tougher for me, Josh, but I minimized the risk and maximized the profit. Like the famous Mark Douglas quote says, be rigid with the rules, flexible with the profit expectations. So when things are not working out, we gotta size down. We gotta step away from the computer. You gotta do the things that are not fun to do, but ultimately the best defense is offense, as we discussed earlier. And today, making up all of it. Making up for all of it. With G set really working out. Fading that one. Nerve is that sloppy seconds work, but she's still holding up a little bit in ERV. And then there's a couple others, I want us to all to be mindful of as well. VC did not quite get to $1. She's been heavy off of that dollar. So I was looking for the $1.20. It's all good there. We're going to be disciplined and not chase. Rainy ended up cracking its trend. RANI cracked its trend. So it could be tighter risk against even the 280s. I like those tight risk plays where your entry on the short side is right near it, or the long side, right near the risk, because that provides you with optimal risk reward. Think of BYND, which is actually curling back up right now, but we had the 220s that was holding up, and then it faded off of that. She is bouncing back up to those levels. This one I've been avoiding, Josh, just because of the 65% short interest I saw. That one That one I'm staying a little bit away from. There are rules. There are some rules I follow, guys. Like if the short interest for me is over 20%, I'm a little more hesitant with it. With that high of a short interest. What about you?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. If you get anything over 20 plus, that's typically usually about as high as you see it, 20 to 25. Yes, we've seen it higher, but if you see anything over 20%, you definitely want to get the heebie-jeebies going for a short up top for sure, because it's going to squeeze possibly and go for more. VC and Ranny here kind of seem to have similar charts. So Ranny and VC similar charts. One's in the sub $1, one's in the $2 range. Like that setup in there. And yeah, BYND starting to pop back on up too as well. So just sitting here. Are you still in CR or GSIT, I should say? Are you still in GSIT or did you get out of it?
Well, I mean, I'm in it for a big picture because
Okay.
I got a good average there. I'm in at like near 16. So I'm big picture on GSIT. I'm looking for that offering price, like around $10. So that's going to be more of a full day fade for me. GSIT, yeah, I'm in it.
Yeah, GSIT's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, if you got in earlier on that one, I didn't think that when the offering came out and it bounced back up early on in pre-market, I really thought that GSIT was going to get maybe a squeeze back on up. So I kind of left it alone for a minute, and then it got that huge reversal, and yeah, that was the short, unfortunately. So just getting a piece of that pie was nice. And man, CRM, I had he was in the play, he's alerting it. I just joined you guys. Right around the 260, 260, 50 mark, I'm like, man, this looks like it's about to squeeze. Right around 10:30 Eastern time, I alerted in the lobby here for you guys. It looks like it's going for more. Wish I would have taken that alert for myself. Kind of goes back to, what Michael Noss is always talking about, where you see something, but you don't take it. And that's what the bot could have done for you. $5, almost $6 spike since I alerted that for the squeeze and new highs. That's a huge move. SPY 2 as well, if you are interested in that. Just looking at that team for last week and where you could take SPY 2, in my opinion. It's going to have some resistance coming up here, which we just faced last week for SPY. Go back to Tuesday before last thing it was. What was the 20? It was a 1 hour, 20-day chart that I was zooming into. So we're going to run into a lot of resistance from a couple of weeks ago, right around 273 into 273.85. So yes, SPY is moving back up to that all-time high area like Nas talked about, but into 73 to 74, that 73 to 74 mark is going to have a lot of resistance. Most likely tops back on out right there. Would be looking for a bounce play back off the old flat plateau resistance at 671.75. So 671.75 will end up being some good support there for the Spizzle. Oh, sorry, I was looking at my other chart. Let's go back to the SPY over here so you guys can see what I'm looking at. Old resistance. All this old resistance will hold this play up, especially as we get into this bullish pattern. Let's go back to the 20-day chart right here and the 1 hour time frame so you can see this a little bit more cleanly and where we're running into. And it's just week before last, not last week at the money show, but the week before that, we had a lot of resistance. You can see here 672.80 was the high of that day or close to it. Same with this day. This day's right around 673. Then you get to 673.80, 674, 674. So 73 into 74 is going to be tough business, tough resistance for the SPY on the way up. Beautiful move though. Of course, chopping around as Nas was talking about, finally getting that good move there. Watching Nerve here as well, back under the 950 area for the move down. Really don't.
Sorry, I just got involved there. Just alert. Yeah,
okay.
Keep going. Any RV against 11 for me.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was literally, that's so funny. So this definitely looks like it wants to go for another short. As well, there goes GSIT to new low of day. So yeah, if you're in higher on GSIT, anywhere above 14 on GSIT, you need to be holding. You need to be holding, sitting on your hands, waiting for this to crash down for more. After that offering came out at $10 a share, a lot of traders are going to want to crack that down into that area. Yeah, and Money Mitch killed it with that CRM trade there as well. It was money. Wish we would have held on to that one, but that was a nice trade there for CRM.
The question is, did CR Trader get CR?
I know he should have, right? That's his trade. Yeah. But CRM, beautiful, crazy squeeze here. And again, you go back and scroll back on up. Right here in this little bull flag. So when I see this beautiful U shape and we kind of turn into this beautiful bull flag up above it, 9 times out of 10 with these large cap plays, you're going to get that continuation. So somewhere in here, if you scroll back up, so when I gave that alert for you guys, watch for more continuation, new high of day. Now almost a $7 move. I know Money Mitch is going, oh! Should have held a little bit of that. That was a big move right there. That was a monster right there today.
Come on, Nerve. Come on, Nerve. Let's go. This is a level right here. If we stay heavy here, we could snap down under 10. I want to show the daily real quick on NERV for you guys. So it may try another move up, but what we're seeing left of the chart on NERV, and by the way, guys, I'm good from GSIT today. Like as far as like moving forward, I don't know how you do with this, Josh, on the day, but I start protecting, profits. I'm gonna size down just a little bit and trade with house money essentially. Like I'm not risking my entire green day.
Oh
Once I'm good in green, I'm not. I start padding the wallet. I say pad the wallet. When I start taking trades after I'm good in green. All right. So NERV, if we look left here, we're gonna see all these wicks around 13, 13.20. We didn't quite get there. We got to 12.50. So NERV, maybe makes another move up. You could get Wiki. You saw how yesterday was with the market makers on GSET. GSET was the Wild Wild West, and there was some speculation, Josh, out there because of the whole like AWS system failing and brokers shutting down. It was
right.
could have played a part in that with yesterday, all those halts, up into the morning bell. But NERV, just be mindful of this level. 13 level could be the liquidity zone for it. But going sideways right now is NERV. Just be careful.
In the last 35 minutes, CRM from 260 to 267 now on the dot. What a banger play right there. I wanted a bounce play. I was hoping CRM would actually have a pullback for a bounce play. It just continues to climb now. Big 5% mover on the day. Gorgeous move for CRM.
GSET under 12 now.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. If anyone was still in on that, I was like, hold. Go back to Braveheart. Hold. Got to hold that line, baby.
Yeah.
And
less is more a lot of days, right? Less becomes more a lot of days, especially as you gather the experience, right, Josh? It's like you know what the A+ setups are. You just kind of fold the hands that aren't good until you pocket aces show up. Then you take those.
Yes, sir. And that's the thing. It's about stock trading. Like a lot was kind of saying earlier about the blacklist, where I take 2 losses and it's gone. But I'll go back to whatever ticker any other day. It's like, okay, done for this for the day. I need to leave it alone. I get that. But then, it's going back to the same setups every single day. And that's all I'm looking for. Just look for the setups.
It's funny hearing that from you because we honestly like doing the small cap series with you as well. Like we, over 10 years, like we do a lot of the same things, and that's one of them as well. Like we may not trade, all the same setups, but we have those universal rules where it's like, we've been burned enough times on tickers to know, like at a certain point, there's a threshold. Once it hits, like I have got to stop trading this ticker. Yeah. Tickers can be more irrational longer than we can be solvents, the quote. And that's true. Like if you just stick around and overstay your welcome, maybe it is a good setup, Josh. Like maybe it is a pocket ace hand, but it's just that, sometimes you lose pocket ace hands, right? And so if you just keep applying all your capital and below, there's no tickers ever worth doing that.
Right. Yeah. Like going back to that Peloton trade I was talking about, it was everything I always dreamed of for a trend. Like back then, like they had everything I wanted, and so it's, you take a loss, and I'm sure I can't remember, but I'm sure at the time I was going, how did that didn't work out? Like you got to be kidding me, right? But that's it though. That's what you're going to have to face when you're doing stock. When you're trading stocks, you're going to have those trades from time to time where you have a good inkling feeling that this should work out. This is an A+ setup, love it. And then you go take the trade and it doesn't work out. That's going to happen in this game. And then you have to learn when to hold them and know when to fold them. I mean, that song I talk about so often, it goes so hand in hand with stock trading. And I wish traders would understand that for sure. And that's one thing that you're talking about where they just keep going back at it and at it and at it and at it. Next thing you know, they traded it 8 times for the day and they could have stopped after 1 or 2 losses and said now they've got like, say, 5 or 6 losses. Yeah, maybe 1 or 2 wins with there, but those wins did not even get close to overtaking those losses. And now you're down.
You're going to have to take those losses to understand that they're traders because it sears into your memory. Because naturally, Josh, like we have that fight or flight, right? And naturally, we want to fight. But it's very expensive to try to prove to the market that you're right. So don't allow letting ego get in the way. Very expensive it can be trying to prove you're right on a ticker. Just got to know, like you said, when to fold them.
That's the truth, my man.
Nerve shot up. NERV, so nerve popping up a little bit right there up towards 11. I had 11.05 stop on it. Didn't quite hit me, but it did a little liquidity move right there and may try to pop up, retest high. So we'll see what NERV does right here. Again, 1320 was that area, the main target area for the risk zone, liquidity zone for NERV. So let's monitor this action right here, see what she's going to do.
Yeah, and going back to even, I think Nos was talking about earlier with the automated bots. I didn't get to it, and if Jay Webb's listening today, he was the one that most infamously put it. But I always famously say, put your lines in and trade them, right? Put your lines in and trade them. A lot of traders can put their lines in. They can do the analysis, but they can't do the trading part. I've heard I can put the lines in, Josh, but I can't trade them. And that's huge. I mean, that goes back to that emotional part of stock trading where a lot of traders eventually down the line can maybe do the analyst part that, they're a good analyst, but they're not a good trader and they're not good at executing what they're looking at. And just goes back to where I always talk about this. I have a line in from any RV that I put in all the way back on August the 29th at 12.50. It's truly at 12.58, but regardless.
I do the same thing too. All your lines are already there.
Yes. And so I have a line in over 3 years ago, and what is high of day? Only about 10 cents away from where I've had a line in since 2022.
All right, I'm out, guys. NERV, I'm going to revisit it. I'm out right now over 11, and we'll, 13 may come in, or that 12.50, like Josh is pointing out, could be coming in here next.
Yep. I just thought it was. I looked at it. I saw that earlier. I was going on my live stream. I was like, when did I put this line in? And I, right click on it, edit properties to see when you put it in. And I was like, you got to be kidding! I've had this line in since August of 2022, and we're respecting it perfectly today. So absolutely love seeing that. And that's why I want you guys to understand that the more you do charting, the more you're breaking plays down. Eventually, you get to the level that you can just put lines in, and truly just trade them.
Oh, dude, I wish VSEE would have given the dollar. She's faded all the way from 99.
Yeah, I was watching that one too as well. I had a feeling it was going to come back on down. It's what it did exactly last Thursday as well when it popped up and then crashed all the way back down. So I was looking at that one too for a little bit more of a move up because you knew it was going to come back down.
Sometimes I'll start feelers, and then it'll still pay something if it doesn't quite get all the way there.
Feeling it up, maybe.
The $1.15 was so good on that.
Yeah.
This RYOJ ended up doing a pop up towards some pre-market after hours resistance and dumping from there. 640 straight down. Yeah,
spy out
to the right.
I was going to say spy out to the right. So since the guys have left us, nothing happening here. We've kind of been out to the right, so we haven't lost our edge there. For I know they were looking at plays and kind of getting on us. Like, don't let the market reverse. So far, we're doing good. 15 minutes in, we're doing good. There's that retest of 11 that you guys were talking about. Still went over at about 40, 30 cents there, coming back on down there, still holding and respecting with candlestick confirmation right around that $11 mark for nerve. Oh, nervy. That's why I like using candlestick confirmation to find my areas of support and resistance. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to keep the line in, but I may get rid of it soon. You can see this line in the kind of called the middle line of the major support and resistance zone where I feel like 950, 960 support, 1090 to 11 is your resistance area. Of course, that was former support up top. And we're really just running in this channel right now as of now. And it have been for almost the better part of 45 minutes. Where again, 960 support and about 11, maybe a hair over it as resistance. So just running in a channel out to the right. Nothing major going on right there. Yeah, man, it was awesome though. I'm glad you got to come. Wish you could have stayed longer at the money show. It was definitely a good fun time. Meeting all the people. Thursday slowly picked up, and of course into Friday was our busiest day there, and had had Fox News going live to us doing the competition. It was definitely really nice.
Your booth was, the booth was just the best one there. I imagine the neighboring booths were like, come on, man.
Well, I think the neighboring booths liked it because everyone would come over to ours and then venture to theirs. It was all the booths that were opposite of us that were looking over because everyone was coming to ours and not to their side. And they're like, dang it. If I could have been by those guys or had because of course you left. There were multiple people that came over, for sure. There was minimum 5 to 10 people that came over and told us how we have the best booth. There was one guy that said, man, I was all the way on the other side. I looked over and saw it, and I immediately came over here. And there was two people. One of them was right across from us. So if you remember the gold mining, XRM or I forgot what they're called, but it's gold kind of like botted trading, right, where they trade gold for you. It was right across from us. They had the black and orange set up. Yeah. And he came over on Saturday, and I was talking to his daughter as well. The daughter was like, yeah, my dad wanted to do pink, but the other guy that of course, it was two guys investing. He wanted to do orange, and so they went with orange over pink. And so that whole time they were like, I knew we should have done pink. I knew that pink would pop on black. And then he comes over on Saturday, and he's like checking out the back of the booth. He's looking at it. And I could tell what he was doing. And I was talking to the daughter again. I was like, you could just have him ask Michael Katz, like a couple other people did, about the, because like the cost of it, people were shocked how minimal the cost was for ours. Everyone thought it was going to be way more expensive. And like, oh wow, it only costs that much for this really nice booth and all the TVs and the monitors. Yeah, it was by far. I say by far. I'll just be nice. It was the best booth. Many people told us that, and then there were a lot of other booths that were coming over going, we need to do this one the next time around. We got to do this. And like those the LED lights, they were trying to figure out, what we had in there, and the things that were lit up. So yeah, it was money.
CR Trader, let's go. Hit that 11 on nerve. Let's go. Good work. Good work. G-set looking good. 1150 she just hit.
Yeah, I don't see how that play doesn't see down into the 10s today for sure. I would imagine it does. 100%, my man.
We're just flipping through some action right now, guys. I mean, like Rainy's been heavy still. Crack the trend, RANI. I think Mitch called it Ronnie, and you called it, what do you call it?
Ranny?
Ranny.
What are you calling it?
I called it Rainy. You call it
Rainy.
Ranny, and then Money Mitch called it Ronnie.
We all got different names for him.
Yeah.
He's that crazy friend of ours that has like 8 different names. It depends on how drunk he is. It depends on what we call him. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I love how we have different names. But that's the thing. Getting back to that, I love that. I see that from other traders that I'm not the only one doing that. Coming up with names, essentially, so to speak.
Mr. Smoke Tuna in the building. Good to see you in here. Yes, good to be back with the fam. Good to be back with the fam.
I bet it is, my man. Did you get sick? I mean, you weren't there long enough, so I was gonna say, did you catch anything?
No. And you didn't either. How did you not catch anything?
I unfortunately, I would say I got a little cold. So I'm a little achy. Nothing major though. Yeah, it wasn't anything major. Like today, it's gone now. Like this morning when I woke up, the smell had changed a little bit. I'm like, oh boy. But now it's back to normal. I can smell dogs.
You're like,
but yeah,
different in here. Oh, that's
yeah. It's like,
dog poop.
yeah. Hold on. I don't smell poop or pee. Hold on. I don't smell fur. What's this weird smell? It kind of smells like ammonia. Yeah. When I woke up, I was like, and I got my tea, took some meds, and yeah, I'm back. But yeah, just a little worn down. Of course, like I was saying, I didn't get in till about 2 a.m. on Sunday morning. Didn't get to pass it out till 4. So I got really not much sleep in the hotel. I don't sleep good in hotels when I'm on the road by myself. I kind of intermittently kind of toss and turn. And then, of course, we're drinking like we were. And I wasn't eating too healthy, And then you're talking and shaking hands with all the different humans and flying in the airport with all the different other humans. And
that bowling night was so much fun.
oh, yeah. And then you're bowling and putting your fingers in probably, I don't know if they clean those bowling balls that well, get my point. But anyway, so yeah, I got a little worn down, but I can see why some other traders got more so sick. But feeling good. You can't knock me down. But dude, bowling was fun. The tacos, the pizza, the wings, food was great there.
Pumping it.
Hey, me and you talking about bowling. Not that everyone's like, what'd you bowl? I will say, me and Kevin Avery topped on the top. He won his side. I won my side. I think you beat me by about 5 points or so, 5 pins, but it was about 120 apiece. It was fun bowling, though. It was fun, my man.
I wish I could recall.
It was a good time. And, of course, did your boy have a good time?
Oh, yeah. Fades.
What's his name again? I forgot. What's his name again? What's his name?
Name's Cade.
Cade,
I call him
Cade.
Fades. His name on here is Fades. So he just fades tickers like this GSIT. He was working it this morning as well.
Here it comes down into the 10s, like I talked about. Just nice, slow, and steady. These are the easy shorts. You want a short NERV, a little more hectic. Butthole's going to pucker up. Your heart's going to pound. Your palms are going to sweat. Knees are whatever the whole Eminem Lose Yourself song.
Sweaty and
palms are sweaty, knees, whatever.
Eat some spaghetti.
Spaghetti, exactly.
Nerve, no.
Yeah, there's that big word. And still candlestick confirmation, as you can see here, still holding up. And this is why exactly I love that candlestick confirmation, using the lines here, coming right back on down. And we are just channeling 960 into 11. Yeah, there goes your score, buddy.
Probably the death candle there. Dang it. I was going to look to get stab it again, but what you were saying is absolutely true. Like the hangovers, which Tim's been working them really well too. I'm going to go heavier on those, like the G set. And then the nerve, I'm sizing down because those are day one. I want to apply less risk on them. And the bread and butter A plus for me, the G6, especially after an offering at 10. Like I'm sizing that. That dynamically sizing is important, and you're going to have to learn that, guys, through just knowing what the good setups are versus just let the higher probability. Where do you have a higher expected value EV?
Right.
So just size those dynamically.
Got to. I love how I got the pink. They got me with the pink hat. You got the purple hat. We're rocking the pastels over here and the nice feminine Easter colors, the pastels over here. I just forgot about that. I was like, okay, you got the purple. I got the pink.
Derek getting the DDOG short. Very good. I see that. Yeah.
I love RY. I would love RYOJ. So I know CRM just keeps going. I'm not going to trade it because it's up too high now. I'm not going to be getting a bounce play. It doesn't look like. But let's go to RYOJ here. Mm-hmm. This plays great. Continues to make this higher high pattern here. If this can squeeze back on up, I'd look for a short at 7. First short was at around 6. The second one was at 6. Really, let's just call it 590, 640. So give me anywhere close to 7. Another 50-cent spike up. Would love a reversal there. It may end up forming a little, as I call it, a pointy head and shoulders. And why pointy? Because it is pointy, right? Shoulder, head. So watch for another quick pop up to possibly 6. Yeah. And then crashes back on down, like a quick up and then quick right back on down.
I like it too. I mean, it's volume dependent, and that's why I like the shorting on these, because you're just going to react to the volume if it comes in versus long in this. It's like, I mean, it's kind of predicting, right? You're going to have other volume, because if you look at the volume chart, it's clear like you have all this volume jumping in it together. So it's likely some chat room, right? Like coming in with several 100,000 shares, just pumping it on up a little bit, and then it getting smacked back down, profit taking and whatnot. So yeah, agreed. I mean, it could be a little head and shoulders there if it pumps back up. Take the 6 short or so.
Right. Yep. That is the truth, my man. And no, I don't use. I know those 2.5 of the anchored VWAP. I don't know that Thinkorswim has the anchored VWAP. They might. I know Trade Ideas did when I used to have Trade Ideas, but I never used the AVWAP. I just used the VWAP, not the AVWAP. But again, it just goes back to you find the setups that work best for you. I've stuck with what the default settings are, whether it's the MACD, the VWAP. You name it. I don't try changing that. Again, I've been doing this for 8 years now that I don't want to change it because I change it, then I got it used to something different. So I'm never changing anything I do. What I do now will be completely the same. Like I just at the Money Show, I got to talk to the Fibonacci Princess, Tammy. God, what's Tammy's last name? I forgot. Tammy. God, I forgot her last name. But the Fibonacci Princess, of course, she's in with the Fibonacci Queen. She's been trading the Fib for 10 years, I think it is now, since 2015. It hasn't changed a darn thing. And that's what I want. And I want to trade an indicator. I want to trade a study. I want to trade a setup that doesn't ever change. My trading style, so to speak. So if I have to go change that or look at something different, then I'm having to adapt and adjust and learn. That'll be something to do, in my opinion, like 10 years from now. When I'm done streaming, I'm done doing one-on-ones. I'm an old man, and I don't want to do anything but wake up and trade.
Oh, you ain't going to be done with all that.
No, I promise you now. I've said this. I know people keep saying that. I'm a man of my word. Even okay, here's this. I dropped out of college, right? I'm 22. I'm 23. I'm going back to college. Everyone's like, you're not going to finish. I'm like, no, I'm going to finish. Like, no one does. You stop it. I'm like, no, I'm going to finish. No, I not only went back and finished with honors, I also made the dean's list a few times. So I was like, yeah, put that in your pipe and smoke it. So same thing here. I'm like, listen, there will be a time in a day when I have my 3,700 square foot house on 6 acres and all the animals. And I'm like, yeah, I'd rather just wake up and trade and head back to bed today. Yeah, that sounds really good. There will be a time that I retire. I will call it the AK-47 Josh Smith retirement tour. And it'll be like, I will announce at the beginning of the year and say, guys, my last year. I'm done. I love you guys. I want to enjoy time with Avery and my dogs. I'm tired of being in my office all day long. I love stocks, but I love my wife. I love my Jeeps. I love BMWs. No offense. I love driving fast more than I love trading stocks. I love my wife more than I love trading stocks. I love stocks, but not more than going 160 miles an hour on the road. Ain't happening. That to me, my friend. What's funny though, you put me in a plane going 160 or 300, forget that. Because like we talked about, I'm not in control. Like, let me fly the plane and then I'll be good and happy to go that fast. But yeah, you get me in a plane, I'm like, oh God, here we go. We're taking off. Let's make it through about 20 minutes and I know we're good. But yeah, it's definitely a good tool. Yeah, I smoked too. And I've heard about it, read about it. But again, it's just one of those things where, again, you have to then learn a new strategy style setup of what you're approaching. And that was just something I just didn't want to do. I mean, it comes back how many times people say, oh, do you follow this person? Or blah, 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 blah. I'm like, no, because I did that early on where you start following too many people or too many strategies, and one's going to conflict with another. And then you start second guessing. Well, if they say that, but this says this, and I want that. Then your mind just starts running in circles, and you do the whole thing. I just don't like that.
Well, I mean,
Normal thing.
yeah, if your equity curve's in the right direction and you're making money, why change anything? Why
Right.
change anything? So do what's working. Nerve guys, with the funded accounts, you got to wait for the 8% rule. You got to wait for 1 minute candlesticks, and it's been 4 1 minute candles. So thinking about an entry here off of 11 again, but it's kind of basing out. But that could be the death candle on it, that 11 down. So that's the only one I'm really eyeballing right now.
Yep, nerve is my main. Of course, you're still in G-sit, but that's going to sit its way right on down into the tens like we talked about. So sit, boy, sit, or sit, girl, sit. Talking to my dog, sit. Or if you play golf, I don't know if you ever played golf before, Kevin, but you hit that shot real close to the pin. Sit. Oh, stay. Sit. And you golfers out there, I've said that a few times on the golf course, or I've said a lot of curse words on the golf course, I'm sure, throughout the years. I'm like the number one. There should be a competition back in the day, long golf throwing competition or golf club throwing competition. I have got to be one of the, because I would and I didn't care. I mean, getting a club reshafted, I had a buddy that would do it for free, so I never really cared, but I would lose the temper real quick, and it just felt good. I would launch my club. Usually it was the driver, hit a bad drive, and it would just be woof. And I knew to let go of it to like right there, like right about right there, let go of it and just woof. I mean, there were so many times like, man, you threw a golf ball, you threw that farther than you hit the golf ball. They're like, man, you could really throw a golf club a long way. I'm like, yeah, they should have a contest for that. Longest throwing golf club competition. I would have definitely tried to enter that for sure. But yeah, it was
Nerve, I'm going to stab at again, guys. Going sideways here. It's slowing down off of that death candle on the short side, small against 11. And may smack it again on a pop-up. Likely
Right.
going to be my last trade on the day, though. So I'm sitting pretty good on the day right now.
Love it. Here comes tens. Here comes chins for G-sit, sitting its way right on down to the tens like we talked about. Beautiful short. If you guys are still in that, I already cut myself out. Wish I wouldn't have now, because here she comes probably in the next minute or two heading into the tens. Beautiful short right there. And Derek, too many chefs in the kitchen, yes, is never a good thing, right? You want you 1, maybe 2 in there. You get 5, 6, 7, then next thing you know, you're doing too much of everything.
It's sitting real heavy right on this tight line, guys, right around like the 980. So we'd want to see another pretty much flush like it just put in. But that's going to scare longs out, right? Think of the psychology, traders. You're in this at 11 for the move back on up to the highs, and we drop over a point. We drop a point and a half. That's going to cause trepidation, right? Amongst the longs, they're going to say, I don't know if I want to be buying this thing up there if she's just going to be dropping up, over a point in a second.
Yeah.
So as the day progresses, that's what happens, causes some hesitancy there.
BYND as well, coming back up to that 250 area, so keep that on watch for a reversal at 2.5. I know a lot of traders are looking at any RV for 12.5, but look for 2.5 as well for any BYND, I should say, as that pops its way up here. Looking to stab at that if it can get its way into that pre-market high area. And of course, right there in market, failed right around 245, 250. So that's one to keep on watch as well. And yeah, nerve, other than that little reversal at 11, really nothing over the past hour plus. Just really, like I said, talked about sitting in that channel. 960 to 11 really is the channel there for any RV. Any RV looking and I would say this too, like we've talked about a lot of the time as we wind down here, next 30 minutes, Kevin. Yep. What do I say a lot with these plays holding the VWAP? Watch for a squeeze. This may not dump off and have an afternoon sell-off. We see these plays when they hold up and lag into this in VWAP and hold their gains. This could be high potential for that squeeze, the new high of day as we move into lunch and power hour.
Yeah, especially it being the only low float small cap play that's up. This is the only thing a lot of those rooms have to pump,
Yeah.
So.
Yep. It's the only thing left out there for that, for sure. And just going back to this real quickly so I can show traders love this. Absolutely love it. Let's go to SPY here while we have my chart up. Not RYOJ, but I am watching that for potential pop-up. Old resistance equals new support. Here we go. Look, check it out. So what I talked about. I'm not a big SPY trader, but if you do want to trade it, boo, 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 boo. Look where we're bouncing off of, team. This is very Simple stuff. Now I say simple, but this is what you need to be looking for day in, day out. This is what I did back in 2016, 2017, 2018, every day. After I took trades, I would go through every chart that moved that day and I would find why we bounced, where we bounced at. I can't tell you how often I would see this plateau, failing yet again, then we break out. And when we break out, it's a good move. It's a dollar plus move, 271.80 to 272.80 essentially. So it's a good breakout. So when you get a pullback, where are you going to bounce off of? This old plateau right here is generally the first area that traders are going to come in for the new demand bounce area. And again, not major, no, I know, but you can see why I'm talking about why I wanted to bounce there, why I alerted to bounce there. This is what you're looking for. Small cap, mid cap, large cap. That setup, that style of trading is going to go across the board. It's my favorite. It's my go-to.
Yeah, Paul, it's sitting real heavy right here on this support line, and after that flush, could certainly see it crack under that level, get even more bearish. So
yeah, that's what I was looking at. What she was talking about, the MACD is starting to, and that's the thing. When you get that sideways movement, and it can be a little misleading at times. When you sit sideways long enough and you think, okay, MACD is bearish, this is bearish, we're all bearish, let's go down. And then, because we're not in the 15-minute time frame. 15-minute time frame, we're still above the 9 EMA and the MACD is still bullish. That's the one I always go to. That to me is the Omega. What is it? I can't think right now. The
Omega 3.
Yeah, whatever. No, the Orion and the Omega. What's it called? The Alpha and Omega. There we go. It's the Alpha and the Omega. Okay, there we go. That's what I'm trying to think of. So that 15-minute time frame to me is the Alpha Omega. That's the one you always have to go to revert for any certain time frame, in my opinion, for those strategies. Or like the moving averages, the MACD, that 15-minute is going to be the super telltale sign. Air Jordan moving again. Are we kidding me? Air Jordan moving again. This play does not seem to ever give up. It seems like it has a spike once or twice a month. Not a big play, sub $1, but AIRE, Air. Nice little move there.
AIRE, yeah, that plays. Yeah, tiny ticker. Yeah, I've seen her a few weeks ago. Yeah, she made a nice move up. BYND curling back around to 240. The high 65% short interest play, Beyond Meat. Have you ever had one of their burgers?
I actually don't know if it's been Beyond Meat burger, but I have tried the plant-based burgers, chicken patties, chicken nuggets before as well. So Avery, but then here's the thing. I watched the documentary, which you guys need to go watch this. I'll put it out there in chat real quickly. It's called Food, Inc. It's a documentary. Food Inc. Right? It's a documentary. Documentary. Is that not it? Food Inc. Business? Yeah, Food Inc. I thought it was Food Inc. I don't know why I was pulling up right away. Go watch Food Inc. Came out in 2008. This is actually when I went back to school, Mr. Kevin, when they said I wasn't going to make it. And I remember Comp 2, I had to watch this documentary and then do a paper about it, but whatever. Let me tell you something, though. I'm just going to school for Comp 2. Next thing you know, I'm watching this documentary, and it changes my eating style for the rest of my life, looking at ingredient panels and what to be looking for. So watch that. It will definitely probably change the way you eat, especially looking at ingredient panels. So I'll look at ingredient panels. So Avery's getting this Beyond stuff, the plant-based. I pull it up versus just regular ground chuck or ground beef, 80-20, 85, 15, etc. It's no healthier. I was like, what? When I look at the ingredient panel, I'm like, unless you just don't want to eat beef, because red meat, I know in the end isn't the greatest for you. But as far as actual ingredient panel and the calorie intake, et cetera, and the fat that you're taking in, there was no difference. I was like, Avery, you do realize that this is the exact same thing as that, right? I thought it was going to be half the calories, half the fat, half the cholesterol. It's not. I was like, what? You guys are tricking us all. I have had it. It tastes pretty good, though. It's not any different. So keep that on watch. So Kevin, if you've ever tried those, have you tried it before? Little Beyond Meat burger?
No, haven't done it.
No. Yeah,
I haven't been able to pull the trigger on it. I don't like my meat Beyond.
I feel you.
I like that USDA approved,
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Yeah, it's like, just give me the good stuff anymore. Listen, we're gonna die. It would be one thing if studies had been out for hundreds of years, and now we know that if you eat this, you'll live to 250 or you'll live to 180, and you'll live good to 180 or 200 or whatever. Well, we know that's not even. Listen, so it's not the case. We know that's not the case. We know most people dying at 70, 80, 90. If I can live to 80, 85, right, I'm happy with that. That's where most are getting to now, it seems like. I don't think Beyond Meat is going to be the cause of me getting there. But
That
hey,
would be quite the label, right?
yeah,
They could
right.
make that- if they could make that claim, live to 95, eat your Beyond Meat.
If they probably thought of that and then realized how much they'd get sued. I'm like, well, how they won't really know because it's going to be 40, 50 years. So most of them get, you know what I mean? Like they won't be able to sue you for a few years at least. So you could, you know what I mean? Like, hey, you lived to 90, come eat Beyond Meat. And like, these people are eating it at 30 and now they're 40 and now they're 50. And then, hey, it may have worked for a little while until all the lawsuits started to come out and people started to die. Like, hey, my uncle started eating this at 54. He's dead at 63. What the heck? Oh, you didn't read the fine print. You've got to start eating this when you're at least 18 years old or younger for that to work.
You gotta be fed Beyond Meat.
Yeah.
As a newborn.
Yeah.
Bottle fed. Velo hitting highs. Tuna mentioning that. It's got some news on it this morning. Company announced an expanded partnership with innovative Rocket Technologies to enhance its U.S.-based production of reusable launch vehicle and defense hardware. So we do have low resistance around 8 on it, as well as the 200-day moving average, 763. But a little thinly traded right now. Not a lot, too much volume there.
Yeah, and what we're seeing a lot of, you get that standstill point of the day where NERV is the number one gainer. No one's trading it. There's no other small cap plays moving. So what do? You go over to SPWR. You go over to VELO. What happened to VELO in pre-market? Let's just take a look, and this is exactly why these plays are spiking. Oh, we spiked in pre-market. We came down. Well, what happens a lot of the time in small cap world, these plays can make that U-shape back on around. Why? There's nothing moving right now. So this is exactly why you get these sort of plays. This is typically A1A for small capville. You're going to see this once a week, if not 5 times a week. And you can see it more times, I'm sure, in other weeks where you see a play, it cracks down, you're not looking at it anymore. And then voila, you get into pre-lunch, as they call it, and you start making the spike back on up. A lot of the time that comes days like today. What we were looking at earlier, they're not doing anything. So what do traders want to do? They want to trade. They want longs. Most traders that trade small caps want long. They don't want short. They want to see the spikes. They want to see pops. They want to see it go to the moon. Well, that's why we get these pops later in the day, as you're seeing. Even right here on RYOJ, it's the same thing, right? Spiked in pre-market, came down, everyone's leaving it alone, and then you'll get these random volume pops here and there, right? Big volume pop, big volume pop. That's why I'm waiting for another big volume pop up to get this short up, because it continues to be the trend for small caps. Not only back in 2017-18, I've seen this all the way to 2025.
Yeah, RYOJ just gave a little pop. But
Yep,
yeah,
they're trying. I'm watching it.
Kind of dead right now, but don't you like just kicking back with the GSITs? It's just those are nice, man. Like you said, you just blood, your blood's working at a steady pace. Your blood pressure's good, your heart's not, you're not in palpitation mode. Just
don't want that. Don't want that. It goes back to that. I'll just because it was fun. I love Bad Boys, the first movie. Then I love Bad Boys 2, and I'm never forgetting Bad Boys 2. It's the beginning of the movie, and they're doing that chase scene. Mike, I almost said his real name. But anyway, we'll go Will Smith. I almost said the real name. Will Smith. So much I know the movie, I know the real names in the movie. But Will Smith's driving his Ferrari, and that's when I first fell in love with. I always loved Ferraris, but really was getting deep passion for Ferrari love in early 2000s. He had the 550 Maranello screaming back and forth. You remember that chase scene on the bridge, and they're throwing cars off at him and boats off at him or whatever. Of course, Martin Lawrence is in the passenger seat. Martin Lawrence is trying to fire his gun out the window or whatever and shoot at him, and he shoots the dash, and he was like, oh, that was a funny scene. But I never forget the one verbal moment I always remember, like where I remember the line, they throw a boat. I think it's when the boat comes off the trailer. Because again, it's the bad guys are chasing after him, and they have a trailer full of cars and then really high end vehicles, essentially you've seen these trailers before. Somehow they also had a boat on there. Usually it's just cars, not cars and a boat, but there was a boat on there. Of course, it's a Michael Bay movie. Anyway, throws that boat off and it comes tumbling at the Maranello or whatever, the Ferrari. Goes tumbling up over the car. They make that face, and then Will Smith looks over to Martin Lawrence like, I bet that made your butthole pucker up a little bit. And yeah, that's where I don't want to trade that way. When I first started trading, this was pounding. My palms were sweating. Yes, maybe the Sphinxter was, but regardless, I didn't want that trading. I realized early on, then I started listening to other traders when I'd go to seminars or across the board, even to Michael Noss now, where you get that. I don't want that. I don't want at the end of the day, I felt like I had, I'm sweaty pits and what a long day and my heart's been racing all day. Like I didn't want that. Like you're talking about, I want to be able to sit back, relax, trade these simple setups where again, whatever you're good at, that's where that edge comes in. Because what I'm trading, like even going back to when I first started in these bounce plays, which I know when we, put the lessons out there that 8 part of the traders here on Trade the Pool and across the globe are going to hear my story. But I was a bounce trader at first, right? 2016, 2017, 2018. Well, now I'm streaming live in 2020 into 2021. And I can't tell you how many traders, when I'd say, here, I'm looking for a bounce play here, and have my orders, like limit orders set in. Josh, AK, you're not scared it's going to just knife right through that? What if it knifes through there? And I'm like, I wasn't even thinking about that. But that just shows you the unedge that they have. And I have such an edge, I'm not even worried about it. They're so on edge.
Guys, nerve. Sorry, alert, nerve. It gave a little sloppy seconds pop to 1050s. It's testing out that 10 line again. Just be mindful of it. I am short there on looking for this to crack down under 10, 11 risk. Sorry, keep going.
You're good. No, but that's just that thing that early on I just had such a confidence in bounce trades. Everyone was like, you're not scared it's gonna. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna. That's my edge. I know where the bounce play is gonna be at. I know my levels. Like even earlier before I got on the live stream with you guys, I told everyone to look for a 960 bounce right here. As this cracked down and happened so fast, I couldn't put limit orders in. This line was exactly where I figured the bounce would come from, and bam, right off of it, right? That just shows you where you get confident with your edge, and there's no struggle, there's no stress, there's no heart palpitation. It's just easy trading. That's where you have. That's why we talk about finding your edge in the stock market. So once you find that, your confidence is so high, you don't have that mental, emotional roller coaster, so to speak, or the mental Olympics, as I've even heard before, which is funny.
Yeah. Do you remember your first trade you ever took?
Nope, never. No, do not. Which is so funny. So many people do. I don't remember my very first trade in 2016. I know I took a few in 2016. I remember my first losses, and see, that's why I think honestly, a lot of the time, I think that's why my brain is built to do this, because I remember my loss. I talk about NAKD and bag holding. I talk about chasing the third halt up. I don't remember the ticker's name, but I chased the third halt up, and I remember my $1,000 losses on my $3,000 account. You know, those stuck to me and what not to ever do again. You know, but I do not remember my first trade. So many people do. It seems like I don't remember mine.
Well, I remember it just because it was 2016 as well. I just couldn't do math. I mean, I literally had, it was MGT, John McAfee's company. And I paid $20 round trip. That was with E-Trade, and it was $10 a trade back then.
Yep.
Remember that?
Yep.
Paid, and I had 100 shares of it and just scalped it, and was red because of the $20 commission. I just learned math real quick.
I remember doing that a lot early on where I would try to take profit. I'd get a little bit of profit because like anyone early on, you're looking at the P&L, you see green, you take it. And then, then you look at your commission. You're like, oh, dang it, I didn't even make any money on this one. Oh, dang it, I lost on it because of the fee. You know, it's like, but that's what a lot of traders do.
And it was buying high, hoping higher. You know, as this is where we're at, though. You know, I can really teach people the psychology behind it and what most traders are doing and how to separate yourself and be among the 10% of traders. Nerves right here, guys. It's right on this 10 line. Looking for the elevator down here. I mean, it did a little sloppy move up, but getting rejected hard. You know, as longs are looking to get out of this trade that we're stuck in at 11, and she elevator down. Again, the psychology there. She curls back up a little bit, and a lot of longs are looking for an exit, and shorts getting involved. And it is heavy, heavy, heavy on this 990. Now, this is where it's been holding. So if it continues to hold here, she could curl around. I'm not buying this thing on support when we're up like 500%. That's just not my style. You know, 260 to 10. That's if it cracks under this, it's cracking with conviction, and it's cracking. It's an elevator down kind of move. So that's just be mindful of that if you're involved with this on the long side. Be careful around this support area where you know all the stops are, right, Josh? So if everybody has a stop at the same place, that's what creates those elevator down moves. Yeah,
like earlier, like you saw that when I was talking about with Nerve with that big move down. That's what I actually even alerted over my Discord, which said watch under 1085. However I word it, but essentially big pullback incoming once it cracks 1085, and that's why you're going to get all these people that are long, that have been long, and once it cracks this area, people put stop loss. They got all these stops somewhere through here. So this wasn't just everyone market ordering, selling at the same time. No, this is somewhere for sure. But then you start hitting stop. And there's somewhere bigger stops, 1,000, 4,000, 2,000, 100, 500, 300, 8,000, 2,000, 4,000. And then boom.
Here we go. It's getting close, guys.
And now I'm watching her on the left side, right side over here for that 15-minute time frame candle. We're getting so close for the crossover. So the 90 MA is at 963. Again, that's right where my red line of support's at, essentially. And then we also have the MACD slowly but surely almost evened out and could be curling over soon. This 960 area is going to be key. This 960 area right here is going to be super key. If we crack through that, watch for a pullback on down. Let me get that rid of purple. That's the same color as the VWAP. We don't want that. There we go. And we can see this little, I call it midline drop. It's just a goofy term for me, but you'll have a resistance area, support area, and then you'll have a flip-flopper right in the middle where you can see how much resistance that's held. Now, has it been amazing the whole time? No. But it's worth me leaving that line in right here as we still are holding that 10-15 resistance area. I know Kevin's looking at this play.
Oh yeah, it's like it's on elevator watch. If this thing cracks this 980s, it could drop a whole point like it did earlier. So, but again, this is the strong support. There could be a hidden buyer here that's just holding it up. We're just watching it carefully, see what she's gonna do.
You know it. Watching the orders too on the level 2, there's some bigger orders that start coming into that low 990 area that'll pop up and then go away. I don't know if they're trying to spoof traders like you're talking about, but on that bid side, we're seeing a lot of big orders kind of come in every once in a while. I'm watching the level 2 over here, not staying there, but he pops up every once in a while. I know on the live stream a few weeks ago, Mitch was talking about that. I think it was Mitch was talking about that level 2 and showing off some of those traders that if we get through that, then we'll get a big move. And that's what I'm always looking at. If I'm already in a trade, I like seeing that, looking at the level 2, watching for orders that pop up, go away, pop up, and go away. And usually they're fake. They're not real orders, but a lot of every once in a while you'll run into a real one. And that's a good thing, actually, when you do and can crack through it. If you ever run into a real order and actually crack through it, oh, it's going to get nasty. You know, it's kind of like what you saw earlier with the big death candle here. So say if you're going to have a huge order at, like, say, 990 or 985 of 5,000, 10,000 shares, if you crack through that, you're going to get a good, solid movement continuation. Yep, Smoke, I'm right there with you. Watching the 15-minute time frame on it right now. We just opened up 3 minutes ago on this 15. See where we end up. But yeah, this one to me could be make or break for sure, being where that MACD is at. And again, that 9 EMA is hovering itself slowly but surely to the top side, holding the play up as we have all morning long, which I love to see. And really, if I look at it correctly, it does seem like we're getting super tight, right? So we're kind of this downtrend line in right there. We could start right about right there and move with an uptrend channel, maybe possibly right there. This play is getting super tight into a wedge right now. And I kind of zoom out so you can see it. We go to the original downtrend we had in pre-market there, and a nice squeeze out of the bell. This is your channel. This is your downtrend line right there. We'll make it put it on the bigger chart so you can see it. I know I've got a few support resistance lines in right there. This is your downtrend line. This is your trend line up. This is a tight
Very
wedge.
tight. She's going up or down, boys.
Yeah.
Boys,
Sneeze or
guys
squeeze.
and gals. Yeah, sneeze or squeeze. I like it. 980s, guys. Let's go. Come on.
Sneeze it, baby. Sneeze. She's right on the 9 EMA. Yep, she's right on the 9
EMA. We don't want to buy up. We don't want to buy up from here if you're short. You want to stay heavy here. So let's keep it under 10. You don't want to buy up here. All right. 970s. You want yep. 970s on the ass, 960s on the ass, 950s on the bid.
And see what happened? We have a 6,000 share order right around the 960s too. So it keeps popping up now. 965. It's at 965. If you crack through 965 in this big order, you'll see another big order. There it pops back on up.
You don't want this to happen. Shoot. All right.
This is why I love looking at that level 2, though. You know, when you look at that and you can start seeing those orders coming in right off that line that I have in there too as well. Right off the 9 EMA. Big order that came in, pushed her up.
I'm gonna step away from it for now. Just take baby profit. I don't want to see that bounce back over 10. Yeah, we'll keep monitoring it. It could be heavy here, still could be heavy, but I don't like the pop right back up, towards that support. Big volume bounce. Yeah, I'm just gonna step out of the way for now on it. She could still certainly work out here.
She could work out here. My voice should be really loud, Nadia. I have mine like pretty much turned up all the way. I don't want to turn up louder because I know there are other traders in chat that would then be like, "Oh, AK, you're really loud and you're blowing my speaker out." I'm up 7.7 decibels on my end, so I'm up a little bit higher.
Yeah, Paul, I like that too. I mean, the VWAP there. That's what I look for, the liquidity move like that.
Right.
But what I want to see is that, as you heard me, I want to see the ask stay heavy under 10, and it's still right there. But I didn't like that pop back up. That's signaling to me that there are shorts that were trying to get out of it, and some buyers stepping up. So I wasn't a huge fan of that. look for another entry perhaps, and just keep monitoring the price action here.
And back to candlestick confirmation. Look how we're still holding this wedge on candlestick confirmation in the 3-minute time frame. And on top of the fact, bouncing right on the blue line there. So really the lines that I have in here seem to be pretty freaking money. And we just keep going back to this 15-minute time frame like we talked about. This candle's so huge. We have the MACD so close to crossing over right here. And as well, the 9 EMA is curled up right on that 950 support, 960 support line. So that's make or break for me, in my opinion. Back under 960, she should get a good size pull down. And may not even stop at 9, may come all the way down to that VWAP. And that's what's held it up earlier. It hasn't seen the VWAP in a while, so that's what I would be timid of taking it about to the VWAP. All morning long, it just ran up the VWAP and kept holding it till it squeezed above it. A lot of the time, what I notice when you come back down to the VWAP and you haven't been on it in a well amount, like a long time, hours on end, you usually will not hold it and it will crack through that. So be careful trading bounce plays. This, once it gets below 9, I would just let it go and not look to go long on it, to be honest. Be careful on that play to the downside, going long. Yeah, Nerve, we could have one more pop CR trade. As I said, I've talked about this for years on end with you guys. Me predicting plays, which I love when I'm going live at lunch and say, hey, watch for this play to pop up at the closing bell, and I'd be all over it when I know you remember that CR trader when I'd call a play out, hey, play's holding up, watch for this to pop close to the clip, and it would go right to my levels that I called out. This is one of those plays, at least as of now. We're still in pre-lunch, heading into lunch hours. I'd give it at least another hour. And again, if you're in this channel, and it could still sit in this channel for another hour or two and just sit sideways, but then that becomes even more, in my opinion, that pop for the squeeze to new high of day and not failing at 1250, but going through that. So if we crack through the VWAP, say in the next hour, no more pops. If we see a pop, it would just be back into the charting for the day. If we hold the VWAP, and especially anywhere above the VWAP, high watch, like CR Trader said, for another pop. 100%. 100%. BYND to 350, VC to 160. Not today, Nadia. Maybe BYND tomorrow for sure, but VC's done for the day. VC had that great reversal back on down. I would imagine most VC gets to today would be last Thursday's high, which would be right around that 110 area. Now, if VC can hold the VWAP, like I've been talking about, and later on the day, there's a possibility for a good squeeze and could get there. But as of right now, just seems to be trapped. Upper VWAP bands at $1, high of days at $1. Definitely seems to be trapped and range bound as of right now.
Yeah, BYND with the massive kind of V-shaped pattern here, curling back around towards the, double topping on the highs. 65% short interest is keeping me away there. But certainly that one's up a lot the last few days. VC, I don't imagine that thing gets to 160. 120 was a tough ceiling on that VC. Of course, the dollar area for the bid price rule as well. Rainy, let's take an eye over here. RANI curling up still, holding VWAP. And then Nerve is kind of a tricky play. CR Trader's probably onto something here. We could see maybe another pop in this. I just imagine, guys, looking at this, the 11 is the liquidity area again for if they try to pop this up towards 11, that's where a lot of stops are going to be as well. So, maybe even like 12, 20 being the stop on it. And you'd have to size small for that. So just know, for example, a very wise trader once said, if you're getting stopped out a lot, maybe your stops are at, at the obvious areas. Maybe we need to place our stops at abnormal areas where it's unlikely to hit, right? So that means you have to size down a little bit to maintain your risk. So risk $1. Here it goes. Look, Nerve 1030 just hit. So have $1 amount of risk in mind. You can't apply some traders are like, hey, I'm a 100 share trader, but it's, of course 100 shares on $1 ticker versus a $100 ticker is different, right? Have a risk in mind. So $100 on this trade. Let's say you're risking 100. Well, then you probably need to size this 25, 25, 25, somewhere along those lines. But maintain that risk, just size it appropriately, and probably size down and widen out the stops. Have them at abnormal areas, because 11 may get hit here. That's the obvious area. And again, look at the stops that were obvious here. They got hit under 980, and then it popped right back up.
Yep. Yeah, slow and steady eddies for traders out there. I know we're kind of winding down last few minutes here. Slow and steady eddies for the day. BYND RYOJ, RANI, VC. Those are your slow and steady eddies. If you want something fast and volatile, it's going to be an ERV. You know, this is, in my opinion, the only play that's going to provide some volatile, big spread, bigger candle movement. Otherwise, it's BYND, RYOJ, VC. Those seem to be nice, slow and steady eddies for you guys that take some stabs at, some trades at as the day moves on. There's some other ones like VELO and others that may have popped up from pre-market high, then they crack. Those plays won't hold volume because they haven't been running all day. They're just random volume surges and pops. So look at the plays we're looking at, in my opinion. And really, I know RYOJ is a little more inconsistent for volume, but VC and RANI are not. So VC, RANI, keep your eye on that. Also BYND for slow and steady eddies. If you're looking for more volatile movement, you're looking for a bigger profit, it's going to come from NERV.
And it's overcrowded, which can provide less edge. That's why I say I'm risking less on NERV. So Nadia, if we looked left there, 1320s looked good. Looked good as far as where it was wicking out at left of the chart. Is it going to get there today? I mean, it could. Like, for instance, you saw me liquidate the position back over 10 because that invalidated it for me. So know your invalidation. When we cracked down there, I wanted to see it elevator down, and I wanted to see the ask stay heavy on it, and it popped right back up, so I took it off because the trade at that point for me, as far as the original thesis, became invalidated. So if it invalidates at that point, you're gambling, right? And so just predefine those areas for yourself. So NERV, just predefine it. 1320 looked like the high past chart history, but obviously you'd have to size it slow towards that level. So just know your level. Is it 11? Okay, we'll size to 11. Give it the risk that you're willing to give it. But yeah, NERV's up a lot. I'm gonna step away and revisit tomorrow because, again, like NERV, Josh, could do exactly what GSIT did, which GSIT was the breadwinner for me today, and it's just been fading all day. And what did GSIT do? Well, day one, it just had insane fluctuations yesterday. Market makers were in paradise. It was overcrowded, creating less edge. And then today it became a hangover. It faded. It came out with an offering, and it was slow because, again, this ticker today was just bleeding and profit taking. So that's the idea for me. NERV, probably stepping away, and it's going to be on the watch list for me tomorrow.
Real quickly, got to show this off. The awesome, amazing Trade the Pool book right here. That's right, the secret sauce. If you guys can see that, we're giving those away at the money show. Yeah, that's right. Show yours off, Kevbo. Oh, yeah, the secret sauce. Goes through there and talks about certain traders and their journey and how they got funded in there. And, of course, QR codes to listen to the full story if you want to. Giving some of these away. Gave one yesterday. Did a giveaway, actually. Back to that. Guess the top I did yesterday on GSIT. So GSIT, as that was running up and halting up, I was like, oh, here's a good time to do a giveaway for one of these books. So Detmar, I don't know if Detmar's listening right now, but he won. And he actually was wanting to come to the money show, Kevin. Just couldn't get time to make it because he actually lives in the Orlando area. So lo and behold, it's going to kind of be like he went to the money show and got a book.
Good. Very good. How close did he get on GSIT?
Yesterday's high of day was 18. What was yesterday's high of day on GSIT? Yesterday's high of day was 1815, if I'm not mistaken, or something like that.
Yep.
He guessed 18. 18 was his guess. And I did Price is Right rules because we had someone that guessed 1819, which is closer, but technically Price is Right rules. Dun, 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 dun. You overbid just by 4 cents. You overbid. So Detmar took it.
Yeah, very cool. Speaking of Price is Right, guys, people have been out there on Xland making some AI videos with Bob Barker. They are absolutely hilarious. When you get a second.
Yeah, I've seen those. Yes. I love Price is Right. I always have. So when I saw that, like, this is gold. This is great. Who doesn't love Bob Barker, too, if you've seen Happy Gilmore or if you just watch Price is Right? Such a great guy, funny guy. But yeah, those were gold.
Those were gold. Yeah, well, good work. Yeah, we'll be doing some giveaways with these two. I mean, I read this, on the plane back. It was very good information.
Yeah,
this is gold. This is gold what they put in here. Just they're funded traders that are doing very well. I mean, they put pretty much their secret sauce.
The secret sauce
in here. Secret sauce. So yeah, I think that's gonna wrap it up today, guys. Embrace the risk, accept the results as usual. Don't overtrade. Just stick to the edge. and make that money. Mr. Josh, what's your last word on the day?
Nadi wants to know how high for Amazon. Amazon for sure we'll see probably 222.50 to 223, which it's already at. If it gets over that, Nadia, watch for a spike up to 223.50. It might see 224 today. Again, thank you for everyone that's joining. Derek, again, Nadia, CR Trader, my boys, my girls, Nadia out there, you know, Paula as well. They've been around for such a long time. Smoke Tuna, James, of course, the guys over here at GTP that are here day in, day out. Love you guys, each and every one of you. Thank you for joining. And again, thanks to Trade the Pool. Thank you, Gil. Thank you, Michael Katz, Michael Knotts, Money Mitch. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Jay Angelo. I didn't see Joe today. Joe is on vacation, though, in Florida, enjoying the beach there. Got to meet him. Got to meet Tim. Good to meet Tim. What a great guy he was. So I can't thank you all enough for inviting me, being a part of this group, and the growth that we already have and where we're growing to. Again, just can't thank you guys enough. So I'll just end it on that. Besides watching NERV, which we can watch for one last pop, we already pretty much talked about stocks. We've talked it up. But I do want to give some thanks and some love to you guys, not only the people that are here in chat every day that have pushed and motivated me, that are here every day trying to make it to that next level, or maybe already have. And then, of course, to you guys at TTP for getting me on the team, getting me into the money show. I can't thank you guys enough. It was a great week last week. Absolutely money show week last week at the money show.
Yeah, I agree. Couldn't have said it any better. So traders, let us know if you have any questions. Josh and I are always willing to help you out on our channels as well. Our email address, averydaytrading@gmail.com. But otherwise, guys, embrace the risk, accept the results. And traders, we will see ya next time.
Thursday, baby. Thursday. Call-in show.
Call-in show. So get your questions ready. We'll do some giveaways with these books here soon. All right, traders, we'll see you next time.